Hello and welcome to the Polaris and ACGL eSports LAN here in February. This is the first one for the year, hopefully many more to come, and we have a few games to highlight for you. As well, we've got a few casters lined up for the future just to showcase some of the talent here at Polaris. So why don't you go and introduce yourself just quickly?
Hello, my name is Kubus. I go by the name Kabos. I'm in the CSGO B team and I really love first-person shooters. Today we're casting our own teams, and we're going to cast the Rocket League and the CSGO teams. It's going to be very fun and I hope you all enjoy it.
Yeah, so without further ado, I think if the players are in the lobby, we are ready to head into this one. But yeah, just a quick highlight to give a context to this. We've currently got a LAN set up right about in front of us, about 50 people showing up, really good attendance to see the growth here at Polaris. As well, then we've had a round robin type bracket system to actually seed into this tournament. I believe we got about 15 entries into this, so really these are some of the top-notch Polaris players, and we've seen top-notch performance from Polaris in esports over the last year. I mean, last year during the VS Gaming Cups, I think Rocket League placed third in that event, as well League of Legends first and CSGO second. So really the growth at Polaris has been amazing to see, and just the attendance here into the live audience is absolutely amazing. But yeah, from your perspective, how have you felt esports has grown at school, still being here?
Well, since I've been here from 2019, I've only got my PC when I was 2020, but back then I already saw there was a gaming team. But by now I realized it's much more fun than I thought it was. I used to be on Xbox 360, but then I got to PC and I started playing Rocket League for the H team, and now I'm the B team for CSGO. It's very fun hobby, and it's a huge community, and as well as the Polaris, the Polaris esports community is growing every year, and it's better now than ever, more now than ever. It's really just getting great, so I'm very excited for the future.
Just to add to that fact, I think about 4 years ago we had our first in-person LAN at Polaris, and we had about probably 20 to 30 people actually show up, and there were some things that happened, but all around it really just showed the spirit of gamers at Polaris. I mean, it is a big community. We are a lot of people that enjoy gaming as a hobby, not necessarily professionally. I mean, this is also just a place to enjoy gaming as a casual sport, which, just like every other sport, gives entertainment. It gives a chance to grow and to connect with a lot of people, which I really feel, just like looking around me here, see gamers lined up on every single table, socializing, having a good time, and really at the end of the day, that is what is most important. This is a space to have fun. It is a school league just to teach some kids some skills and really develop all of that. So I think I believe the players are already in the lobby. I'm not sure if production could just give us a go ahead whether they are ready or not, but okay, so we're just waiting for the players to join teams. We'll try and communicate that to them shortly. So just who do you feel is going to be winning this game? So obviously we have Blade against, I think, Yari the Goat, if I'm not mistaken.
Who's Yari the Goat? Which one is Yari the Goat?
I'm not too sure actually,
okay.
But
I think there's a good chance Blade is winning. Last year I saw him in the high school esports league bracket in the finals. Or was it semi-final? I can't remember, but I watched that stream and I just sat there in awe, watching how Blade and Teacher, all of them just how they go about with the Rocket League, and I really think there's a good chance that Blade's going to win. He won me in a match just an hour ago.
Oh, so you did play him during the round robin
yes,
entry?
He's really,
okay.
he's really.
So you have first-hand experience and how it actually is.
Really
I mean,
good.
as well with the RLCS now locally in South Africa, us finally having a stage to showcase our talent. Some of the players here even entering into the RLCS and showing their talent, but here we go, getting straight into the game without further ado. There's already a goal from the blue team. It's Blade. We showcased him just now, and well, he's showing his talent already. The second kickoff going to the side of Blade. He gets the ball into his court. There we go, just goal. Beautifully.
Sure. It's quite exciting.
Yeah, that's a way to start it. A 5-second goal already on the queue. Gets the second kickoff.
Looks like it's going into his quarters again.
Yeah, set the ball up. Obviously, this is a 1v1, so you do have no assistance from a team. You have to set this ball up for yourself, and you need to score and finally execute it. So we're going to see a lot of toying between these players. They're going to wait and debate and just try and enact a play actually onto this goal box. But for now, it's just some casual dribbling. He's going to try and outskill him, goes for a Bit of a dribble through the air, and he's showcasing his talent. Absolutely dominates in this game. That is a showcase of talent right there.
Just saw Blade when I played against him. He has quite an aggressive aerial game. He likes to do this technique where he swerves a little bit through the air and then he just goes for the goal. It's just so aggressive, but it's really just, it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, for some of our newer viewers maybe watching or even competing in this very tournament, Rocket League is, in my opinion, one of the highest skill cap games.
Yes.
I mean, the ability to dribble these balls through the air and just hit shots like those.
It's
again
like
about a 5-second goal.
It's quite like the saying, easy to learn, hard to master.
Yes, exactly.
Especially against Blade.
Especially against him.
He and Teacher are the two best players I've ever seen.
Yeah, so we're going to correct ourselves there. It's Heavy Weasel actually in this game, not Gary the Goat, but at this point in time, it really seems like it doesn't matter who he is facing. He is just going to mop the floor with these players. A 3-0 lead already in the first minute.
Looks like he's already aiming for the goal again.
Yeah, he's queued up and ready.
Another goal.
Shoots and he scores. It seems easy for him.
Yes.
So, I mean, 1 minute past, 4 goals. At this point, 4 times 4, looking at a 16 game, or potentially even 20 goal game if this pace keeps up, which, well, there's no reason to believe it won't. Gets the first kick off, the ball going off to the side. Gonna run at it, collecting boost as he goes. Really see the maneuvering coming out from Blade being very well, but oh, he lines up for a shot himself. There we go. It really seems like his aerial game's absolutely unstoppable at this point.
If Blade, if the other player has as much hours as I have in this game, has as much hours I have, I think Blade is probably gonna get a 20-0 or less, a 20, maybe a 22.
Oh, that's a prediction. I mean, we've seen even during the round robin stage quite a few of these games being very one-sided, and well, this is another example thereof. But it finally seems like they've got he's got the ball in Blade's court. Quite confusing there, but he's just dribbling around him, skilling him left to right. Gets another goal, 6-0 on the scoreboard there, just putting his name in the feed round after round. And
what's so shocking is Blade even plays with keyboard and mouse, which is not really common for the RLCS league. It's just amazing. I saw it with my own eyes. The keyboard and the mouse. I play Rocket League with a controller, and this guy's playing with a keyboard and mouse, and he's playing like an absolute boss.
Boss mode it is, 7-0. He just keeps them coming. 3 minutes 20 still on the clock. I mean, he's racked up so many goals already. I believe in Cast a Curse, so I don't want to say that he is already queued up to win this. There is still a chance for Heavy Weasel to make a comeback, but man, oh man, this is entertaining to watch. Yes. I mean, sometimes you want a competitive game, but also just looking at a masterclass of a one-sided game, even sometimes just as entertaining.
Another goal again. This guy just keeps goaling every time.
Oh, a beautiful shot there. Just dribbling around Heavy Weasel. Really almost nothing he can do about it. Goes for another kickoff. Will he get the first touch once again? Heavy Weasel does actually make it to the ball, but again, Blade is just on his court. Scores another, gets it straight into the box. I mean, this being a 1v1 type scenario, there's really no room for error. You saw the Heavy Weasel goes for the kickoff, just barely misses the first touch, and, well, Blade's in his court. You can't do anything about it.
And he swerved the ball away from him, just as I was playing against him an hour or two ago. I just saw when the kickoff started, he just took the ball, he just came like this, then he just swerved past me with the ball and got an instant goal.
Yo, and Heavy Weasel, they're actually making it into the goal area of Blade, but his defense is just as good as his attack, it does seem. I mean, he queues up for another. Heavy Weasel with the defense, pops it over him. Might be his big chance. Can he get it into the air? Maybe get as good of an aerial going as Blade has showcased for us, but he just takes the ball back, gets some momentum on it. It's going over into the goal box, lines it up for himself. A beautiful finisher. Oh, but the defense from Heavy Weasel, he actually gets this one out. Might be a chance for a comeback here if he can keep this defense going, but just gets on around him.
There goes the Cast a Curse. 10-0 is already looking very promising, Jock.
Yep, the 10-0. 2 minutes 30 still on the clock. We're heading up for a 20-0 game, do you think?
Yes, I think there might be a good chance. Unless Heavy Weasel pulls out some secret tactic we don't know about.
I feel the one chance Heavy Weasel truly has is these kickoffs where they're not angled up from the side. It's literally
Yes.
just going at each other head to head. Maybe getting a demolition, maybe getting a really good first touch. But again, the ball's in Blade's hands, and
Yes.
he doesn't let it
He's-
go.
It's destroying him. But what I saw with Blade is he has this tactic as well. He has a lot of tactics, but when you look at how he kicks off, he looks at what the other player is doing. So if you're not going for the ball, he's gonna slowly go for the ball, but he will take it from you. He's like a ball thief. But when he does it really good. So I must applaud him on that, and it looks very promising. I think he's gonna win.
Oh, his offense again, just showcasing that talent. Gets a one touch on it, and it just goes straight to the goal. No double thought about that. Kicks it in, perfect angle. He scores another 12-0 on the scoreboard. 2 minutes 12 left in this lobby. At this point, I feel it's almost humiliation for Heavy Weasel, but maybe a chance. But no, the defense comes in, stops the ball at the very last moment. He's going to queue up for it, dribbling it on his head, going left and right, and there we go. Just bags it in the goal box.
And Jacques, do you think there might be a chance that we might see a 25-0 or 30-0 today? It looks very promising if you look at how many seconds have passed. It was just 2 minutes and 30, then it was 10. Now it's already 13 in a matter of 30 seconds or less.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these players really are momentum-based. They feel a lot more confident when they've already got goals on the scoreboard, when they can go for more risky plays, like we see him here.
Look at
teeing
him
up for it,
again.
and there's just another within about 7 seconds of the kickoff.
I think Heavy Weasel should try and maybe play a little bit more aggressive, or just try to defend in such a way that in the air that Blade can't get to aerial. The problem is Blade is so good at his aerial movement and keeping his momentum and just getting boost and giving boost at the correct times. It's it's almost impossible to beat Blade at what he does. And what he does is amazing.
At the end of the day, a 1v1 in Rocket League is more, I would say, even a resource management game than necessarily just skill-based. Your
Totally
tactics here matter way more. You see Blade here, he's expended most of his boost. He doesn't really have anything else. When you get caught out in that vulnerable of a position in a 1v1, well, it might be difficult, but Blade just keeps it going.
Yeah, and we also, another thing that I've noticed is, have you seen all the top teams that use the same car? Maybe he has a lucky thing up his sleeve with the Octane or not, I don't know. But it's already, it's just 15-0 already. This just shows you Blade is just...
Honestly, I think to chuck it down to luck would be an understatement and kind of a disrespect to what he is showcasing at this point in time.
I agree.
Oh, but there we go. Heavy Weasel actually lining up a shot to the goal box, and he does get it. It's not going to be a whitewash here. Blade getting a little taste of his own medicine lined up in the goal box. He's just not ready for that one. Heavy Weasel finally bagging one into the goal box.
If you look at the replay, you just saw Blade just went like this. He definitely was caught off guard, and it's just amazing the gameplay between these two. It looks kind of promising that Blade is gonna win, by now definitely. But it's still an entertaining match to watch, especially watching the different tactics between the two players. There's different tactics they use. Blade has a strong aerial game, but I think Heavy Weasel has a good ground game. It's just the players are on a different level.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean, on a different level in the game, in the air, and on a different level probably with Rocket League.
You know, I feel the one skill and the one opportunity Heavy Weasel has had throughout this game is his defense game. I mean, Blade, he lines up these shots, but a lot of the time Heavy Weasel is there to actually defend it. We saw there one touch avoiding a goal. Eventually you can't defend the second one, but the ability to even stop these goals is really showcasing at least some talent. He's able to get the touch on that, and I think that is the one thing he can leverage into maybe a second, maybe a third goal for himself in this game. Just catch Blade off guard, get one defensive touch onto it, and then transition it onto Blade's goal box. But with 40 seconds, really, there's absolutely no chance in this game at this point. Well, he might just go for it, swerves around, gets it onto Blade's court, but can't push it even further into his territory.
That's impossible by now. But I think the thing is, Heavy Weasel, the problem is Heavy Weasel is always there for the goal, but if you look at how Blade, just look here, for example, how Blade does the
Ladies and
aerials, it's just almost impossible to block him. If you could actually block him, I would applaud you because it's very difficult. I couldn't barely even block him just in the game I played, and he won at least 25-0. Or I can't even remember if I forfeited, but I knew it was a definite win, considering I used to be the H team captain and he used to be he's still the A team captain, and he's really the best. In my opinion, I would say the best in South Africa. If you just look at how he plays, and he's absolutely just dominating the circuit, and he's doing it with keyboard and mouse, which is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and there we go, a showcase of his talent, finishing it off 18-1. You said maybe one of the best players in South Africa. I'd say that's a bold statement, but especially within this high school esports league. We saw Rocket League, the Polaris team, finishing third nationally last year. I mean, these guys have got the talent, and he showcased it in this round. So thank you so much for joining us for this first game.
Yes.
Blade will go on through this bracket stage, and we will cover his games shortly. But first, we have a segment of CSGO in the bracket stage. I believe we're going to go to a quick break just to set the lobby up and get ourselves a bit of refreshments going. In the meantime, don't go anywhere. We'll bring some CS action to your screen shortly.
See you after the break.
Getting a demolition, maybe getting a really good first touch.
able to block him. If you could actually block him.
Hello and welcome back for the next installment in the Polaris ACGL LAN tournament for this month of February. Next up, we have CSGO on the docket. So I'm not actually too sure which players we're going to be highlighting at this point in time, but it's sure to be a very interesting game. All of these are 1v1 format as well, just an aim map, a 1v1, very simple, just an AK map, and well, we'll see how it goes. This is really a showcase of raw talent, of raw aim skill, so it should be very fun.
Yes, I'm also very excited. I actually played, I also played in the CS tournament today against some of the players here. Really talented players, and there's one grade 8 up-and-coming star. We just talked about him. He's absolutely just destroying everyone, and I think he has the 5-year honor badge. He's just destroying everyone. So it looks, who are we having here?
So, Negaturo versus Ridgeback.
Oh, it's Mr. the Cook.
Yes, so
versus Ridgeback.
So this is just 1v1 format, AK-47. I believe you can use any of the other guns actually in play, but the aim of the game here, just aim and shoot your shots. Goes for the headshot, but he gets absolutely run through by Ridgeback.
The thing is, Mr. the Cook or Negataru is actually he has more than 10,000 hours in Counter-Strike, and there's this kid who's I don't know how many hours he has, but they're both really amazing at Counter-Strike. The thing is, Mr. the Cook, he just turned on his PC in a long time today, he just done it Counter-Strike again today. So it looks like he's a little bit rusty, or even after this 10,000 hours. And there's this kid in his grade 8. And he's absolutely just destroying him, and he still has less hours or just less time. But it's just amazing the gameplay between these two.
Yeah, I mean, this is really the epitome of young talent versus old established players.
Yes.
But as we say in Afrikaans, the O'Bullies, they can still show them something.
Yes.
2-6 at this point in time. I believe we got a little bit of a side swap here, but I mean, these headshots coming out from Ridgeback, they've just been on point. He's playing with a Deagle against an AK-47.
Yeah.
Confidence running in his veins right now.
Yes. Ridgeback, I just played against him. It's the grade 8 guy. I just played against him a match or two ago. He just destroyed me every time. He just went for the head, and I saw saw a little bit of his gameplay. He's like this, almost like this aimbot, like Shroud. They say he's like an aimbot. It's just it just goes above my understanding how these players aim so well. We're also going to see Justice playing later, but that will be an interesting match to see. But this match is going to be tight because there's two pros here playing. The one younger and the one a lot older are both having their sets of skills. But it looks like the winner here. Who's the winner?
Yeah, it's Ridgeback. He
Oh,
has
of
absolutely
course.
dominated this entire game.
He even has
Showcase
the
his talent.
special. Is it the Riptide skin?
I believe so, yes.
Yes.
So I speak under correction, but I believe this is a best of 3 format.
Best of.
Oh, it's best of 1. So well, there you go. Ridgeback is he gonna proceed into
I
this?
think I can't remember if it's best of 2 or best of 1. But I remember if you won 2 in the previous matches, you went through to the next round.
Okay, so we're having a little bit of a lull period. I think we can confirm this is PO1 as far as I know. So, oh yeah, so that is it. That is the game for us, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Ridgeback will head on further into the bracket stage and face off against even hardier opponents. So next up, we're going to head back into Rocket League, showcase some of that talent again, probably go back onto Blade's place, onto his games. But thank you again for joining the quick match.
Oh.
Very entertaining, and I hope to see you guys back shortly.
See you later. Is doing. So if you're not going for the ball, he's gonna slow the different tactics between the two players.
It's going to be a whitewash here. Blade getting a little taste of his own medicine lined up in the goal box. He's just not ready for that one. Heavy Weasel finding that one. Oh, but the defense from Heavy Weasel, he actually gets this one out. Maybe a comeback here if he can keep this defense going, but
that will be an interesting match to see, definitely, but it's still a...
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second installment of the Rocket League, currently going on at the Polaris and ACGL combined LAN for February. We're going to see some top-tier talent. I don't think these games should be another whitewash. So just for some context, we're going to cover both of the games in the semi-finals. I believe we have Zinfono right now versus Hasbulla. Both players already in the lobby, so without further ado, I believe if we're ready, we could just head straight on into that one. What do you expect coming out of these games?
I think well, it's an early bet. I've never seen Hasbulla playing, but from what I've seen from Zinferno, I think Zinferno is probably going to win. As I just said,
you kind of spoke that into existence. He gets a great kickoff, one touch onto the ball. Hasbulla doesn't even have a chance.
Yeah, I think Zinferno. He was also in the finals last year. I saw there was a tight game between him and Blade. It was just absolutely astonishing to see how they played. It's they have so much technique while playing and so much skill, and just they spend so much time on this game. It's just absolutely they just play the best. That's why I technically would say they're the best team in South Africa. They almost win every year. They barely won last year. There was last year in the last 30 seconds. There was just a little mistake cost them the win, and it was quite sad to see. And I cheered them on in the Twitch chat, but it didn't seem to work that time.
It was not to be. Just to add a little bit of context to this game, it's going to be a BO3 unless it is a complete one-sided game from one player or another. So at this point in time, it is still very even. Hasbulla, going for the defense, just barely makes it to it, but a demolition. This is his chance. He can go for another shot onto the goal. Can't get there in time, but this shot isn't even on the goal. Zinfono lining up for it now again. Hasbulla, you need to get onto that defense. He's going to knock it to the right, surely.
Hasbulla's already on it.
Yeah, he tries to go for a flip reverse, but he can't just quite hit it. Goes for the aerial game, and Zinfono cleanly puts it into the goal box.
That was quite a tight goal, if I don't say so myself. It's just you just look at the tolerance between the ball and the other player. I saw this type of game last year in the finals, but I think Blade is more aggressive, whereas Inferno is more subtle. But he's still doing that aggressive play. It's just it's different play styles, but you'll still see some of the same tactics.
Yeah, I mean, you see, Zinfono, he is just keeping up the pressure in this game.
Yes.
I think for most of this game, probably I'd guess around 75%, Zinfono has been in Hasbula's goal box area. He is just keeping on the pressure, shot after shot. Maybe they don't land, but just that mental game of always being on the defense. That puts you into a mood where you say, okay, maybe I don't even have a chance in this game, but Hasbula, he has that mental fortitude. We've seen block after block, defense after defense, just showcasing that he has got this, and now he's got an opening. He's gotten past Zinfono, and he's got an easy goal.
That was way too easy. I wonder what Inferno just did there.
I mean, that's the art of a 1v1. Whenever you get caught out, capitalize on it right away.
Yes.
That's what he did. He saw a chance, he swerved onto the right, got the ball into a momentum phase. Zinfono didn't have boost to catch up, and well, that's GG easy in chat, I'd say.
We might see some opposition here in this game, because it doesn't look like the 2 minutes have passed and it's already 20-0. It's actually 2-1. This is going to be quite an interesting game if you just look at how they're playing. Hasbula is actually defending quite well, but Zinferno's got the aggressive play, and the aggressive. He's playing aggressive and he's keeping the ball in Hasbula's quarters.
Oh, now goes for a little bit of an aerial. Zinfono opting to actually stay on the ground. I think he knew Hasbula didn't have enough boost in reserve to actually make a play happen. Oh, but they keep on bumping each other. This is one of the big things we've seen. We've seen one demolition already in this game, and just putting your player out of a state where he can actually do something is one of the most important things. We saw that little swerve coming out from Hasbula whenever you catch a player off guard. But speaking of catching off guard, puts one into the goal box, putting himself up onto a 3-1 lead at this point in time. He's got 2 minutes left, Hasbula, to potentially make a comeback, but just with the pressure that Zinfono has been putting up, it doesn't even seem like Hasbula has leeway, has a chance to make this happen. For him, it's more capitalizing on his opportunities whenever he can find a fault in Zinfono's game.
Yes, I agree with you. If you just look how Hasbula is, it's almost like the previous match. There's a more like intermediate level of play here between the air and the ground. It's much more in the middle. But what you saw with Blade in the last round, he just kept doing aerials and just kept going through the air. This looks like quite an interesting game, because the ball's not just in the air; it's also on the ground, and there's quite some action going on on the ground.
Yeah, we saw Zinfono, he got a 100% boost counter there, goes for the demolition, and surely this will be a goal. The respawn timer finally getting him back in, but just barely in time to save that one out from being a goal and potentially being the final nail in the coffin. Not just yet, there's still potential. There's still 1 minute and 20 to work with. Hasbula, he showed such good defense, if only he can pivot that onto an attack. But Zinfono just runs it through, puts his name on the scoreboard once again. Oh, the feed is just lined up with Zinfono's name.
Yeah, but Jock, I see there's still 1 minute left. As you said, the cost is curse. It might just be in this game that Hasbula could just have a comeback. We'll see. But the pressure is rising and the tension is building.
Yeah, now just these players playing so close on each other. The bumps, the body play, the little bits of just BM, if I could put it that way, bad manners from the non-gamer fellows in chat. But Zinfono, again, his defense, well, we talk about his attack the whole time, but his defense is just as solid.
I mean, 1 minute.
Yeah, that defensive play right there from him. He got the ball and he queued it up for another shot onto the goal box. I think if he keeps up this pressure, there's really no way for Hasbula to make a comeback in this. I mean, the clock's already running low. Oh,
there's another goal.
Puts it through him, and Hasbula.
It's Hasbula this time.
Yeah.
I just barely saw. See what I told you. He might have a comeback. He might not. He still has 44 seconds. So we might see something interesting happen here. Maybe an overtime match.
Yeah, I mean, 2 goals in 44 seconds isn't that much. It's not something unheard of. I mean, if you don't know the basic Rocket League rules, when the clock timer has run out and the ball has yet to touch the ground, the game only stops when the ball touches the ground during overtime. So 30 seconds now, if you can get a goal maybe within the next 15, maybe 20 seconds, there is still a chance in this. This is really coming down to the wire. 2-goal lead isn't that much in the grand scheme of things.
Just look at Zinferno. He almost
Oh,
got the
even-
goal there.
Zinferno, no, what have you done? He
No,
queued up for an aerial
Hasbulla.
shot, but Hasbulla capitalizes onto it. I said if he can get one goal within the next 15 seconds, well, he has done that. 18 seconds left now to make this happen.
This is gonna be the most. This is gonna be the most intense 18 seconds we've ever seen in this whole LAN party.
Figuratively and literally, the ball is in Hasbulla's court. Pops it open, a great starter for Zinferno. That might just be what he needs to finish this one out. Not just yet. 10 seconds on the counter. Zinferno has the 100% boost counter, and he is keeping these shots coming, but just barely misses the shot onto goal. Now it's heading into Zinferno's goal box side. Oh, but no, Hasbulla, don't keep the ball on the ground. He goes for the head dribble. Is this enough? The overtime play, can he capitalize onto it? No. His ground dribbling isn't good enough, and Zinferno is the winner of the first map in this BO3.
Wow, that was some great gaming there. I must say, that was quite tight. I had a hope that Hasbulla might win, but as we saw, Zinferno, as usual, would win. He's absolutely the boss in his game. But if we saw Blade versus Zinferno, we might see some interesting matchmaking there.
Yeah, so like we said, this is a best of 3, so Hasbulla, he's 1 down, but he's not out just yet. Still has a chance to make a comeback, even though the comeback didn't happen in that game. It might just happen here. So I think we are actually ready to head on into the second map. I keep referring to it as a map. I'm so used to first-person shooter commentary. Rainbow Six Siege is my forte, but here we go into the second map. Zinferno with the one
Let's see
game
what Hasbulla
advantage.
does this time. Zinferno is still has the aggressive play, but it looks like Hasbulla just might have a comeback this round. Ooh.
Yeah, showcasing some great touches there, some great dribbling, putting some pressure onto Zinferno. That's something we did not see enough of at all. But oh, gets caught off guard. The aerial play coming in from Zinferno, but it's a complete turnaround. A switch onto his goal, just barely hits the post. No goal for him just yet. Again, Zinferno. It is just play after play, mistake, capitalizing on mistakes, and there we go. Zinferno at the end of that little play there comes out in the lead.
Did you just see? It was just in a matter of 10 seconds that the ball just changed sides from court. It was gonna be a goal, and then Zinferno just took the ball again and he made it his own goal. That's just amazing skills we're seeing here, and this is quite nice to see as we. This is our A team representing it's representing our school, and it's refreshing to see that this year might be a different year in the high school esports league bracket.
Oh, the turtle aerial into the flip bounce, just completely swerving around Hasbulla. He didn't even have a chance. The ball just bounced on over his head. He couldn't react quick enough, couldn't get the jump in, and that's a second goal on the cards for Zinferno, and might just be a third by the look of it. Cues it up into his goal box. Oh, barely with the defense coming out there. Hasbulla, now he's on the attack. He's making pace onto Zinferno's goal box. Lines it up for himself.
Oh.
There might be a shot potential here, but no, Zinferno has the ball.
Just took the ball again. Just goes to show you don't mess with Zinferno. Hasbulla he's just carefully planning his stuff, but it looks like Zinferno is just on it with the aggressive play, and he just keeps stealing the ball. Yeah. Some real skill we're seeing here, but Hasbulla he just might have a comeback this match. I'm not gonna early call anything, but this might be promising. Hasbulla just goal.
There we go, an open goal box, and he capitalizes onto it. I think Zinferno kind of whiffed the aerial play there, and Hasbulla, he takes a chance. He gets a goal. 1 and 2 now. 3 minutes 30 still on the docks here. Obviously, just to give some context to this, Hasbulla needs to win this game if he still wants a chance in the third game of the best of 3. Right now, if you guys just joined us, Zinferno is 1 up, and, well, he's kept the pressure on, but Hasbulla, the pacemaker.
He still has more or less 3.5 minutes left. There might be a change of sides here, or a change of how the match is going. It looks really promising, but we'll have to see if Hasbulla could make the comeback. It looks like he already has control of the ball, and it looks like he's lining it up in the goal box, but Zinferno just takes it again.
Yeah, I mean, Hasbulla, to my point of view, is just coming into his own. We see a lot of these dribble actions on the ground play really working out for them, something that he kind of struggled with during the previous game. And there you see a dribble over Zinferno's head, puts it into his court. Now, the pressure really is on Zinferno. He has been the pacemaker thus far, but now he needs to be the haymaker and make some shots happen.
just missed that goal box just barely. But Zinferno just got the aerial game right there.
Zinferno still has the lead, but he needs to worry about this.
This is really looking
has an open
promising.
goal box, just barely misses it, hits it onto the post.
No,
The follow-up is there.
scores.
Equalized out 2-2 with 2 minutes 22 left.
Looks like we might see an interesting result here, Jock.
Yeah, this is really coming down to the wire. I mean, these players really matching each other 1 for 1.
Yes, they both have their different skill sets, but it's quite an equal play if you look at how they're playing. The ball is mostly in Hasbulla's court, but I think Hasbulla is he just might have a winning chance for this match.
Oh, the perfect defense from Hasbulla. That is what we're talking about. That previous game is water under the bridge. He is a complete different man than he was the previous game. Now though, Zinferno again has the ball in his hands. He has boosts lined up. Hasbulla coming with pace from the side, a perfect defense. Shoots it out into the middle of the court.
That was quite a nice block there. A nice save.
Oh, the shots. Just shot after shot. Nothing really connecting though. These players are so equally matched at this point in time that... Oh, Hasbulla is making a play. Zinferno, you need to get to that, mate.
Ooh, this looks like some tight gaming here.
Oh, body to body, wheel to wheel. Tightly playing around each other, but it's Zinferno that comes out ahead. The ball in the air. This is where he feels comfortable. He has boost to back it up. Oh, but just barely misses the goal box.
See, it seems like Hasbulla is trying to get into the aerial game as well, but Zinferno is mainly dominant here. As we just saw, he just got an aerial goal. Well, actually, he got it from an aerial. It's just amazing how he could predict where it lands and just made an astonishing goal. It's really difficult to block it, but if you use it into your advantage, it's actually quite amazing how you could do aerials in this game. There's really a lot of tactic in this game and a lot of skill. There's a lot of aerial practice as well, but you just saw in the previous game, some players are just better at some types. So some players have more they have more time in the middle between the ground and the air, whereas some are just aerial dominant and some are just ground dominant. But both have their skill sets. It still looks quite promising. He has a minute left, and if he can just pull the last 2 scores like he did in the last game, it would be quite cool.
We saw a comeback potential from Hasbulla in the previous game. Is this his chance to make a comeback and redeem himself for that previous game? 45 seconds. He needs to get 2 goals on the docket.
Looks like Zinferno is already lining up the shot, Jock.
Yeah, he's going to throw down the glove.
Oh,
but he can't just get it. Yeah. I think Zinferno he's sitting comfy, but he is still a tiny bit stressed because he knows 30 seconds.
30 seconds is enough to change the whole court if you ask any Rocket League player. That it was in the finals of the HSEL in the VS Gaming League. There was just 5 seconds, in a matter of 5 seconds, they scored a goal from just kicking off. It's so intense. This is even single. This is 1v1, and this is even more intense because it's just reliant on your own tactic. It's not your team, it's you. Yeah. This is quite a test for Zinferno and Hasbulla's skills. As we see, Zinferno won anyway.
Yeah, as the clock ticks down, he has the lead and he sits comfortably. Well done to Zinferno, progressing on into the grand finals of the ACGL PRG joint LAN here for February, with many more to come in the future. And thank you so much, guys, for joining. We will have a second Rocket League game very shortly, but quickly we're going to go to a break just to set that lobby up, get things ready. Join us shortly.
See you soon. Then
Hello
tension.
and welcome back. A very short break because we have some action coming.
Quite
It is
a lot of
face-to-face.
action.
Yeah, so this is the game of Blade versus, well, we're not really quite sure, but at the end of the day, we saw Blade's action during the previous game. I believe it ended like 18-0, no, 18-1. Let's not discredit the previous Blade he faced off. He did get one goal, but
He did
I
get
think
one
this
goal.
this might be a one-sided game again. But that is
Yes.
still to be seen.
It's really as you just said. It's really it's going to be a tense game. But if you look at how Blade plays, I think there might. I can maybe predict that he might win. It's Blade after all. Blade is really he's amazing at his game. As I said, I played against him an hour or two ago. He's just absolutely smashing it in the circuit, and as we see there on his PC, he's ready. He's really ready.
Yeah, so if anyone missed us introing this during the first Rocket League game that we introed this entire stream with, we are currently at the Polaris ACGL joint LAN. We have about 50 people on their PCs having fun, showcasing some esports talent, and that's what we're here to do. As we get into the lobby, it's Blade versus Dang.
Dang.
Queued up and ready. First kickoff goes the way of Blade into the blue court. What can he do with this one?
Looks like Blade is almost a little bit reluctant, but I think we just might see something from him.
Yeah, this game is starting off a bit slower, and I think that might just be because these players, from what I've heard, are truly equally matched. Yes, we saw Blade dominate, but
This might be another match.
yeah, Dang.
But Blade, it looks like Blade already has control on a goal already.
He sees his opportunity and he doesn't hesitate. He capitalizes onto it, and that's a 1-0 lead to Blade. Possibly many more to come, but that is just the first of many.
Did you just see? He just sped up with the ball, the last part. He's slowly playing, but then he came with the aggressive touch. That's just Blade for you. He's absolutely amazing at his craft, and it was almost another goal there.
You know, I'd say the mark of Blade's game is aggression, but not over-aggression.
Yes.
He knows when he has to aggress
Yes.
and make some play happen. He knows all of the machinations, everything going on in this game, but there just gets caught off guard. Dang. One touch onto Blade, he touches it by the front of his car and then just completely turns it around. You see there, one touch, but predicts it perfectly, shoots it into the back right corner of the goal box, and a 1-all game ahead of us here.
Let's see what Blade does this match. This might just be the breaking point for Blade, but I can't. We can't promise anything. It looks like what? Why is Dang standing still?
Yeah, I think he was just waiting for the defense. He was poking and prodding at Blade, telling him, "I'm confident with this. I know I can defend your shots. I don't need to make a play. I can just defend one shot and then turn things around, go for my own." Dang, putting it up into the air. Both of these players we know are very proficient with their aerial gameplay, but that's not to say their floor-based gameplay isn't just as good. Blade sets it up for a goal, but with the demolition coming, Dang with an easy defense, now he can queue himself up for another. Drives into the goal box. The
Inferno just
dribble there.
I mean, Blade just defends it again. It's just Blade and his sneaky tactics. I think Blade has this way of silently just judging and watching how he's gonna handle this. But it looks like Dang just scored.
Yeah, a completely open goal box. I don't know what Blade was thinking there, but Dang, he takes his opportunities, 2 bounces on the ball, and well, there you go. Tucks it into the bottom left corner of the goal box, securing himself a 2-1 lead. And this is the first time that we've seen Blade being at a loss. He has been in the lead for every single one of his games throughout the round-robin stage and throughout the quarterfinal stage. Now he's feeling the pressure, but he performs under pressure. He puts it into the goal box, equalizes it out 2-2. This really is anyone's game.
I think this is going to be an interesting game. If we saw the last match, it was also quite close, but this looks quite a lot closer. As we see, this time it's not 2-0 or 2-1 or 3-1. It's actually 2-2, and it's 3 minutes. It's already at 3 minutes. And if they're going on with this aggressive play, it might be 3-all or 4-all at 1 minute.
Oh, look at the booster counter here. Blade, he has about 50% boost left, whereas Dang, he needs to recollect. He needs to get himself together here. Blade is on the attack. and he is poised and ready. But now the tides have turned. Blade is needing to head back to his own goal box to head onto the defensive side. Oh, just barely swerves it on into the post. A perfect defense to queue things up here, but Dan keeps things going, queues it up for himself. Oh, just barely doesn't put it into the goal box. Now is this Blade's chance to capitalize.
Let's look at this. Looks like Blade is lining up the goal and he's almost got it.
Oh.
They even almost own goal there.
Oh, just barely puts it off of the crossbar, and now he's just waiting. He's sitting in wait, ready and silent. Drives on into the goal box. He has the momentum. Oh, damn, can't catch up, and Blade just tucks it in neatly.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. It looks like the most of the play in the court here is actually very close to the goal boxes, not really in the middle. It's mostly around the corners and around the goal boxes, and there's some tight gameplay, tight tolerances there. As we just saw like a minute ago, he almost scored an own goal because there's so much fighting and just wrestling going on between the two for this ball, and this is some skilled and accurate gameplay we're seeing here.
Blades.
It looks like both of them have the aerial gameplay quite mastered if you just look at how they're playing.
Yeah, so the product of a 1v1 is that you have to wait a bit. You need to be more cautious. You can't just go for things. Even though Blade might want to play aggressively and just go for shot after shot, he knows he needs to wait. He needs to respect his opponent and not just go balls to the walls, let's go. He needs to wait. He needs to capitalize on the opportunity.
Just going to steal this.
Or not. Tucks it over the head. Blade is there to answer back. Now, the ball's in his hands. He can go for this aerial play. Not just yet. Opts to go for the little dribble on the roof.
Come on,
he flicks it up, and it's a perfect connection.
Just another goal. And that's already 4-2. And it's already almost 1 minute. Looks like the 4-4-3-3 prediction was not quite that accurate. But we might just see a comeback as we saw in the previous games. And this game is quite tight. As you see, Dang is he has quite a technique nailed down as well. So this is just the last minute.
Oh, the momentum on that ball was so weird. It was heading the one side, and then Blade coming with a little twist into his aerial play there, kind of cues it up and down into the goal box, but it doesn't connect.
Dang looks like he's going to take advantage, and he just goals. Just
Definitely.
look at this.
Keeping up the momentum, he doesn't let it falter for one moment. He knew he was 2 down. He needs to do something, and he does.
There's still 50 seconds left on the clock, or 56 seconds. This might be some promising results, or maybe an overtime match.
It's going to come down to the wire. I mean, both of these players we've highlighted during the entire broadcast, their proficiency in these cars and in these spherical shaped objects. But Blade, again, just puts it into the goal box. No hesitancy there. He just keeps it going.
It was
he
so
wants to secure himself that little bit of leeway. He knows if it's only 1 goal differential, well, then it's going to be kind of tight. 2 goal differential, that's more leeway to play with.
Yes. It looks like Blade almost held back there, but Blaze he's on fire.
The perfect kickoff and the perfect second touch. Can he defend this? Yes, he can. But still, he needs to worry about this. Turning things around seemingly, but no. 1 touch on. He needs to defense. Puts it into the right, and surely that has to be the game for Blade. 3-round lead.
Wow, this is just amazing. We actually thought Dang just had a chance, but 30 seconds it's still a lot of time. But I don't think it's early to call maybe, but I don't think this match is gonna count in favor for Dang. I think Blade is gonna be the champion as usual. Blade is just on another tier of playing Rocket League, and he's doing it with a keyboard and mouse, which is just astonishing. How someone can do that.
You know, I think the most important part of Blade's game thus far has been those early kickoffs. He gets the ball, gets it going, and then just capitalizes onto it. You saw a perfect pinch there, actually, onto the ground with the ball from Blade, almost scoring himself another. But, with a side swipe, he doesn't need to go fancy. He doesn't even need to go for the pinches. He just plays it perfectly. The tactical game coming out from them. You see here, Dang just barely doesn't have the momentum to catch up with the ball. And he goes for it.
Just look at that. Even on the ground, his game is absolutely dominant. We might just see a little goal just to say goodbye from Dang here, but it looks like Blade is going to be the winner. He's definitely going to win.
Yeah, I mean, the clock running down, and that is it. Blade taking the first game in this best of 3, potentially 2 more to come.
Let's see what happens here. This is a great game.
Yeah, I mean, so just your overall thoughts on that one. We saw a really tight game in the early phase, but it seems Blade just came into his own, really just put in goal after goal into the goal box. Do you think we're going to see more of this? I feel we kind of saw Blade being a momentum-based player during his quarterfinal game. Do you think he's going to really showcase even a next level of talent during the second game?
I think he might. If we just look at Blade there, I think he didn't really he didn't really catch a lot of sweat there. I think he's still just warming up for the grand finale. And if we just look, Dang might have a chance here, but I doubt, because Blade is just on fire again. Just look, he's already going for first goal.
Oh, doesn't wait for it.
He does
gets the kickoff, gets the touch, and he gets the goal. All of it in his back pocket. He knows he is sitting pretty. He has one game advantage. Now, he can go for those riskier plays, because that's what he loves. That's what he does. That is where he feels comfortable. So now, the first kickoff again going into Blade's hands.
Quite an interesting angle we have here from the ball.
Oh, but it's Dang. Sets it up for one. He knows he needs to come into his own as well. He can't let it slip for 1 single second.
They took 15 seconds and Dang barely took 15 seconds to get that first goal. This might be a breaking point match. We'll see. It looks very promising, but as usual, Blade does have the game in his hands. But Dang is still quite quite respectably. Just look at that again. Just Blade just being himself. He's all over this place and just goaling one by one.
I think Blade's tracking of the ball is really superb.
Yes.
We've seen so many moments here where Dang maybe gets one touch onto the ball, but then kind of loses the ball.
Yes.
He doesn't really know where it's going. Where's Blade? It seems he just has a second brain.
He plays with such precision and such accuracy. And if you just look at how he aims for the goal box and everything, it's you see accuracy and carefully planned movements, and a lot of the practice that came to play in doing this. If you see how the ball curves and the aerials and how he's taking advantage of everything, and it's just amazing. It looks like we almost missed a goal there, Jock.
Yeah, they are trading blow for blow. Tied up 2-2 at 4 minutes, still on the clock. Still a very long way to go in this BO3 series, potentially, and even on this
there.
So
Dang is out of boost, and it's Blade's turn now to take the ball again.
Oh, but Dang has the momentum. It doesn't matter if you don't have boost when you have the ball in your hand and the momentum to back it up.
But Blade just came back, and he's always defending. And just look how he carries the ball with this accuracy.
Oh, just keeps it on his head and the flick over. Dam can't do anything, and Blade just kicks it into the goal box. Look at this, dribbling it on his roof. He sees, he knows Dang is going to come for the defense. He knows the angle he's going to come from. He says, I am one ahead of you.
There's exact accuracy in that flick. He perfectly timed it, and he just knew exactly the tolerance of where the goal box and the ball is. It's just amazing. But no, it looks like Blade almost had another goal there. But we'll see. It's just three against 2 goals.
Oh,
Dang.
Oh no! It just barely hits the crossbar and he doesn't connect. Oh, now it's Blade in the air. This is his forte. This is surely where he locks it out. Oh, but he comes from the side swipe. Now he's got the ball in his hands. It's an open goal box. Surely this is a connection for him. Hits the post. Oh, the ball just nearly not hitting, just not lining up for him. Now he has some boost. Now he needs to go into the defense again. Blade hits it up into the air, but no, it goes the other way. Just blow after blow.
If I can think correctly, it looks very promising, but I know Blade. Blade is gonna do something now. Just look at it. He barely saved that. No, he just saved that ball. What was I talking about? Oh. I thought he wasn't really not gonna save the ball.
We are watching 2 players match each other equally, perfectly equally in terms of skill. It is just shot after shot, but we cast our minds back to the previous game, where that as well was just a showcase of a gridlock in terms of the skill gap here. But now
Wow.
It seems again Blade
Look
is
at
coming
that.
into his own. Castlemind's back, like I said, to the previous game.
And another goal.
It was completely equal, and then Blade took it up 4-2, eventually ending at 6-3. Are we going to see Dang make a comeback? That is the question for
I
them.
think it might be promising, as you just saw in this last minute of gameplay. There's still 2.5 minutes left for Dang to take back the show, but Blade is just demolished them already. He's gonna go for the goal. He's ruthless. He's just gonna go for it. Look at that precision again.
Some wheel-to-wheel action, but it's Blade to put his own wheels and his ball into the goal box. My oh my, it seems like every time they come for these close quarter engagements by the goal box, it is just Blade that comes out ahead, and I don't know what to cast it down to, because, I mean, it seems like Dam, for a lot of these situations, is in control of it and then just lets it slip.
Yeah, but if you just, I think you're correct. It's the he just scored again. It's just the ball control from Blade versus Dang. Dang has all the tactics nailed down, but controlling the ball is Blade's forte, and he's using it quite to his advantage. 6-2 already, and it's just 2 minutes. This is really amazing gameplay. If you just look at this.
Almost every single kickoff, the ball has ended on the orange side of the field. Blade's first touch is ruthless. And even while reversing there, watching in his rear view mirror, he gets a perfect defensive lineup. And now, come on, Dang, can you do this? Almost throws up the goose, but no.
Come on.
Drives it into the goal box. Yeah, Blade doesn't have the momentum to come back into the defense. Almost gives up the goose there, but no.
It's still a 3-goal gap. And it's barely 2 minutes, but as we saw in the previous matches, there's always something that can happen in more or less 2 minutes. Dang just has to get control of the ball game, but just look, it's gonna be the magic touch in the orange quarters again. Just Blade doing his thing.
He's in the air. Dang comes for a defensive side swipe and he perfectly connects. This is an open goal box for him. Is this the comeback we've been waiting for? 1 minute 30 still on the clock. The crowd here at this LAN, they are heavily invested. They are watching it on the big projector on the side. I wish you guys could have seen the scene and the energy in this. Oh, Dang, just bring this back.
Beautiful gameplay. But let's see. Come on, Dang. We might see something. Oh, and it's still just Blade doing his thing.
Oh, Blade, he's cognizant of the fact that he needs to keep things going. He needs to send a message to Dang and say, I see you making a little bit of a comeback there. I am going to shut you down as soon as possible to make sure it doesn't happen. Back to the wall now for Dang.
3-goal gap again. It used to be 6-3, now it's 7-4. The gameplay is just heavily intense. Looks like Blade still has the control. Oh, but it just looks like Blade. He blocked it.
The ball is cold in the air. It doesn't do anything. Damn, just like... he's just not able to get a second touch after the third. Not getting to the ball in time. You see there, both of them in the air. They just can't get to it. But Blade, can he live to tell the tale of this? It is so close, but there is still a possibility. But living on borrowed time, the clock ticks faster. 1 minute 10.
Yes.
He needs to make this happen now.
Yes, I agree. But it's almost too early to call. Maybe when the clock strikes 50, we might be able to tell who's going to be the winner. Unless there's some magic gonna happen here. But looks like the clock is already striking 50. Even if he scores a goal now, it's going to be quite intense. But Blade just does it over. He just
absolute diamond hands for Blade. Every single time he gets an open goal box, he gets an opportunity, he strikes and he gets it. Another goal on the scoreboard. 9-4 at this point in time. 45 seconds. I know I said he could potentially make a comeback, but right here, right now,
I think Blade is gonna murder this match with some precision. Looks like the ball was in his quarters for the first time. But that was the first time, and it's already it's basically too late. It's just half a minute left, and it looks like Blade is gonna take this one.
Oh, loitering in the air. He looks so comfortable in that position, but just not yet. Doesn't capitalize on it just yet. Dang, again, has the ball on his roof, but Blade is just ruthless.
Taking it again. Just look, he just kept it precisely just. Just
well, a masterclass in aerial play there. Just ducks and dives over him, puts it into the goal box, and surely that is the nail in the coffin. 9 seconds left. There is no possibility now for Dang to make a comeback. This is it. Blade pushes it on into the grand finals. And if you guys don't know, the prize pool here for this tournament is provided by ACGL. We have some earphones, some headphones on offer. Dang, he knows it's over. He has waved the white flag.
Just look at this, this precision from Blade. Even if he's not someone's not defending him, you just see the ball control is there. Even I myself struggle to keep the ball in a straight line in the air, whereas Blade just goes and swoops it up and takes it to the goal.
There we go as the counter ticks on down. 4, 3, 2, 1. It is Blade.
Congratulations,
in the grand finals. So thank you so much, guys, for joining us through this Rocket League action, and come back shortly for the grand finals as Blade will face off against, who was the player in the first game? Zinferno, indeed, in the grand finals for the prize pool of the gaming headphones. But before that, we're going to have some CSGO action back on your screen. Join us back shortly for that, as we're just going to take a tiny break to set up the lobby. We will be back. But flies us onto it.
think there's definitely this is gonna be an
Hello and welcome back to the Polaris Gymnasium ACGL LAN. Now we're going to bring you some CS... I don't know what I just thought about. CSGO action to your screen again. So, I believe... Yeah, I don't actually know who the players are in these lobbies, but it is going to be a BO3 again, unless it is a complete one-sided game, in which case it'll only be BO1. But go ahead and introduce yourself there.
Yeah, I'm Justin. I play first team CS, and I'm pretty sure the players are both grade 8. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the guy who took out the IT teacher.
Yes.
And it's going to be one of his friends.
So, the young gunners, yeah?
The young gunners.
I mean, obviously you're matric, you got the tennis ball haircut there and everything. Do you think these grade 8s, these young guns have what it takes to kind of take up the mantle? I mean, we know Polaris' CSGO history. It's been an amazing and performing team. I mean, I believe about 3 years ago, the Hackstack team coming first in the VS Gaming League, and the past few years coming, I believe, third, or rather second, and just performance throughout coming from these teams. Do you think these young gunners have what it takes to take up that mantle, take up that history, and keep it going?
Yeah, I think they definitely have a decent shot at it. I mean, it is a lot of work, it is a lot of practice. You have to make sure you work well with the team, that kind of thing. But aim-wise, they look really solid. They definitely have what it takes aim-wise.
Yeah, so we've seen one round each. Seems Ridgeback opting to go for the AK, feeling a bit more comfortable. Obviously, it's a bit harder to spray during these gunfights, but you don't need to spray when Gary the Goat just hits you through with a piece of lead and you lose your life.
So Gary's going to go for the peak, but he's probably just going to... Oh, he likes to play slow. He likes to play slow.
Prowling, waiting.
They're both waiting for each other.
Yeah, he's just holding his crosshair there at head height. He knows he doesn't have to go too aggressive, although he's making his way sneakily onto Ridgeback. He might get caught off guard, but it seems a complete rotation. They've just kind of wrapped around each other. Like ships in the night, they pass, but eventually the cannons fire, and the one ship sinks. 3-1 to Gary the Goat.
Nice spray, good stuff. Going to the next one, it looks like they're going for the far taps. A couple of bursts, couple of taps. Hopefully it'll just be a one tap and gone, make it nice and clean. The bursts are coming in, couple hitting, couple not. Waiting for that juicy one tap.
Yeah, he's just moving from pillar to post, wondering, looking where he can find an engagement, a line of sight. to hit that headshot. Poking and prodding keeps it going, connects with the 1, equalizes it out just that tiny bit, making it 2 to 3 now.
Very good control of that 3-round burst stuff.
This really is where the rubber hits
Oh,
the
the
road.
full spray.
They've both come into their own. They know what the stakes are. Obviously, they're playing for the headphones provided by ACGL. Oh, on the blinking health bar, he connects with it. Gary the Goat, he's not going to let up his lead just yet.
Some good spray control, actually. 15-round burst, pretty much all of that hit. Oh, okay. They're taking rounds at each other. They haven't really spotted each other. Now that they've seen each other, taking a couple shots, nothing really connecting, and just like that, they lost each other. When they beat each other again, probably be a couple taps again.
Now they're just toying around, waiting, skulking on through these little hallways and corridors, just waiting. Oh, but it's clean! Catches him looking the other way, and he just hits him with 1 to the head. Gary the Goat, a comfortable lead now.
Absolutely. He looks poised for a good good game here.
Now,
Trying to find him.
the onus is on Ridgeback. He really needs to throw down the gauntlet and make something happen here. Spots the head, can't connect just yet. Sidling on through, looking, waiting, debating, looking whether he can find the headshot. Sees the head, but not the shot. Blinking health bar again and finishes it out.
That's all this is, though. So you see each other, you just go for the taps, and you wait, and you hope for the best.
Yeah, just see that head in your reticle and be the one
Tap
to hit the
first.
shot.
Tap first.
Oh.
Now
Do you
they
think holding angles like this is the play? Just waiting for your opponent to make a move?
Not really, because pick a side advantage is quite a big deal. If you were to pick somebody like that, they wouldn't see you until you already put a bullet in their head. Oh, there it is. The spray, the half spray doesn't really connect for Ridgeback, but Gary the Goat finds it.
Ridgeback, really, I feel like it's been a few tags, but no frags. He can't really seem to finish these kills. Every time they've come into each other's line of sight, they've traded HP, but here we go. Ridgeback answering back. 6 and 4 now.
Yeah,
It's still
nothing on
close.
the counter, still a couple of taps to the head. I feel like Ridgeback's a bit more crisp, but Gary the Goat finds him on the spray every time.
Keeps his heart pounding in his chest. Gary the Goat with the shutdown there, the spray transfer from both of these players. Neither of them hit the first, but after the spray, Gary the Goat comes out on top. 7 and 4 now, I believe 8 rounds to take it, so match point for Gary.
Yeah, match point. Hopefully, I think Gary the Goat has a decent shot at this as he closes the gap, because his spray seems to be a lot better than Ridgeback's, but the taps from Ridgeback are absolutely going to shut him down on the cross.
He's just quicker. He really is the Western.
Just better.
He is the what do you like the town's cop,
sheriff.
the sheriff. There we go. Here's the quick draw. There we go. So the first one going in the way of Gary the Goat. Ridgeback, can he come back in this? It is a BO3, so gonna have potentially 2 more maps, potentially only 1. So just with a little bit of a lull period as we wait for the players to join back on in. Do you think it is going to be a comeback for Ridgeback?
I
mean, he has it in the name.
He has what it takes, but he's looking a bit cold. His warm-up needs to come up a bit. Hopefully, after the end of that first map, he's got his aim back in and he's ready to... Oh, that's unlucky.
Ridgeback can't predict the future. He doesn't know that he's going to swing at that point in time and, well, loses his life to it. Now, again, Gary the Goat in the lead. Oh,
almost bursting into him.
This is such a raw play style coming out from Gary the Goat. I mean, it is just flicks. That's all he's relying on, just the raw talent.
The reposition might actually help him here. Ridgeback might not know where he's coming from yet.
Just waiting. Sees the head. Taps it. No spice, no seasoning. It is just raw meat coming out from Gary the Goat. What is that?
At least it's clean.
At least it is clean. It has not been muddied. It is ready to go on the fire and sizzle on into a perfect meal. Can he complete it? Does he have all his side dishes? Can he finish it out? Did he eat his veggies? I mean, we all know what gives you the reaction time.
Ridgeback again on the tap.
Yeah, I mean, he is just quicker. He is just quicker.
Looks like he's going in for the peak again. Finds him immediately. Couple bursts, repositions. Ridgeback might be a bit confused as to where he's gone, but they haven't really... Ah, there we go. There's the taps. Found each other. Gary the Goat going back to where he started from, but can't really make the jump.
You know, I feel Ridgeback, he's looking like what happens when you reach the end of a stick of butter. He's kind of spread thin. He doesn't really know what to do in these situations, but that's what you do. You swing on through, you capitalize on the Peaker's advantage, and you run him through with some bullets. Put your
Swing him
name in the
wide and
kill
put a
feed.
bullet in the brain.
There we go.
Ah. I feel like with the wide swings, it's all about the reaction time. And maybe a bit of a pre-fire if you can counter it.
Indeed, yeah. I mean, we've seen Gary the Goat kind of predict the future in some of these gunfights. The little pre-fire coming through. The jump shot doesn't connect as Ridgeback finds another.
Jumping just set us off. He set his aim off so far that he just couldn't recover by the time he hit the ground.
Yeah, Ridgeback now buttering up to make a comeback. No longer spread on thin. Oh, but he can't connect with the spray. Gary the Goat at the end of the day is the master of the quick draw one taps, and he just wins.
2 rounds up, he's actually got quite a decent lead in the second map already. Looking for each other again. Can't seem to find each other. Oh, there's the hit. Tapping, tapping, tapping. Couple bursts. With the reposition, maybe it might help him.
Gary, he's just looking like a player possessed as Ridgeback. He's turned into a ghost these last few rounds. He's just lost his life, but oh!
There's the taps. Taps
there we go. That's how you make a statement for yourself. That's how you make a comeback.
Scream will come back just to show him how to tap. Taps in again. Found each other immediately. Oh, there's the peak. He's not really expecting. He doesn't really know exactly where to look when it comes to Gary the Goat. I assume the positioning is actually quite good from Gary. Keeps it new, keeps it fresh.
He is just waiting on this, but at the end of the day, it takes 2 to tango. Both of them just running on through. Not seeing each other, but Gary the Goat, he sees him. He finds him. Finds the kill, and he finds another round on the board. 3 away from locking this out. 2-0 in the grand scheme of things.
So what do you think about the weapon choice? It's pretty much only AKs.
Yeah, both of these players opting to go for the AKs. We haven't really seen too many sprays. I mean, the AK at the end of the day, it's a one-shot headshot mechanic, so if you can hit that bullet, that's the most important thing.
Yeah. Spray control is probably the hardest part about this gun, but if you were to pick up an M4, you would definitely only need 2 taps to the head.
This is true. Oh!
Finds him immediately on the peak.
Don't need 2 taps on the head, you only need 1 when using an AK, and while Gary the Goat, he finds them round after round consecutively.
Probably doesn't even need the automatic. He probably just needs the deagle. Just tap once, gone.
Yo, what is the panic here for Ridgeback? What is the solution for him? How does he bring this back?
I think he needs to play a bit slower. Wait a bit. Gary peeks wide when it comes to once he's seen him. If Ridgeback gets spotted, he waits for the peek, and then he sprays as soon as he sees him. Like pretty much just waiting for him to peek.
Yeah, 4 and 6. It is a ways to go. 4 rounds left. He wants to make it to the 8 rounds needed to finish out a game. He looks a bit scared. Toyed in the corner, backed on up against the wall, but he wins these. Seems like he's a bit of a tiger. I mean, backed up against the wall, he pounces.
Once he knows where he is, it's pretty much all. It's an even game. If you can find your opponent first, then you pretty much already won the round.
Exactly. Now, with a bit of an elevated position, what can he do with this one? Looks on down to duck his head on low. If you don't know, when looking down your player's hit model, your head actually goes down as well, so he can't see you as much. So that rotation coming through wouldn't have been spotted out by Ridgeback. He doesn't know where he is. Look at it. He's checking all of these angles.
Idea. Still lost. No idea where this guy's gone.
Oh, spots him. Doesn't find him. Oh, there we go. Runs him through. Now equalized 6-6.
Comeback is real. I want to see it. Let's go. Full 3 maps.
Just waiting. I hope one of them pick up an M4. I mean, variety is the spice of life. Show us something entertaining. Maybe whip out a deagle if you're confident. Oh, picks up the deagle. Picks up the M4. He's listening to me. By the way, guys, if you don't know, we are in a LAN-based environment. The players are playing in front of us, and we see the reaction on his face as he goes for the little bit of a skill, tries to go for the surf mechanic, but maybe spend a bit more time in a surf map?
Yeah, a little bit more time, he probably would rather surf. Oh, not in for Gary. Found by Ridgeback, but yeah, like I said, the KZ is actually quite a big important part of this game. If you can't move properly, you probably can't reposition that well.
Now Ridgeback, he's been at a deficit for most of this game and the series. Can he find the angle? Can he find the line? He's going to
At the same
throw.
time, though, it's
Yeah,
one
he's
tap for Gary.
He's going to
That's not
throw
bad.
out, he's going to cast out his fishing line, fish on out for Gary, because Gary is just waiting. Same position he was posted up on previously, and it's like it's worked out for him previously, but Ridgeback as well, the same position by the red box, back against the wall, but that's where he feels confident, seemingly.
Yeah, he knows exactly where the fights are going to come from that red box. But they are friends, I said earlier, but that makes it really... So they probably 1v1 before, right?
Oh, most definitely.
So Gary's probably got an anti-strat for Ridgeback.
Oh, spots the head. Hook, line, and sinker. Ridgeback finds it. And I believe that is the game. Ridgeback taking it.
Second map to Ridgeback.
1-1. We're going all the way in this best of 3.
That wide swing was really really good. He sees him first, he taps in. There it is. There's the game.
Yeah, really well done. The bullseye, I believe, about an 80% headshot percentage, if I saw that correctly. As just going to wait for the players to join on into the lobby. There we go. So, heading back into it now. Things equalized out 1-1 in terms of the map.
Oh,
The
the
spray
spray
isn't there for Ridgeback.
Found by Gary. He takes him on the spray. Looks like 15 bullets left. About half the sprays. Pretty much Gary's every time. Oh, there's another spray. A bit too far for a spray there.
Yeah, this time Ridgeback does find it. So, again, just trading blow for blow. Both of these players so equally matched in terms of their skill. The question is just who finds who first. Who finds that little bit of luck. But,
6 damage only.
yeah, no blinking health bars just yet as he's put onto 48. 2 bullets will finish him on off, but rotates around, picks up a second AK. The ammo in the chamber and the bullets in the head.
Quite a distant spray though. That's quite good to spray that far and still hit all the shots.
The bullets coming out in spades. Oh, the jump shot nearly connecting, not just quite yet. Finds a little bit of a parkour jump onto the elevated spot. Spots out the head, but it seems like
Sprays.
yeah, Gary the Goat is just sticking to that position. That little angled wall is helping him so much to just go for these head peaks.
Yeah, I think that might actually be like a really good advantage. You maybe see half of their body, whereas they only see like a quarter of your head. There's
Exactly.
literally nothing else. And Ridgeback seems to be going for the sprays on a long distance, which I wouldn't recommend. It's a bit too far for a spray. So the tapping would probably be the only way, and won't do full damage if you shoot it to the head. Oh, Gary the Goat on the peak finds him almost immediately.
Who do you think is the crowd favorite here? Who do you think these players, oh, sorry for that, sitting right in front of us are actually rooting for?
I'd say Ridgeback. I mean, he took down the IT teacher, which is eSports Pro for 2 years, apparently. I'd never seen him, but the IT teacher was not a bad player. He definitely took some shots against Ridgeback that he didn't like.
A little bit of a gander there with a knife on out, jumps on through to the side. 59 HP here on Ridgeback, though we've seen him do a lot more on a lot less HP, and indeed connects.
I think he tagged him once or twice and he knew, like, the M4's got a faster fire rate, so he tapped him once,
Yeah,
he knows he's low.
Just hold him at bay with the spray.
Yeah. Seems like they spawn in the same place almost every time, and then it swaps, and they spawn there a couple times again. Might be a bit of a map flaw, but that does seem really well made. Oh, taps are in again. Gary playing his favorite angle.
Yeah, it seems at this point in time, Gary can kind of just predict the future. Gary Adamus, if you will. He just knows.
Ridgeback is feeling quite anxious about that surf peak.
Oh,
Burst is in. Finds the head.
yeah, he wanted to go for it, opting not to. I would say wisely, because when the stakes are this high, don't go for it if you're not comfortable, please.
Go for it, sure. If you can. Oh, the taps. 3 taps. Finds the head. All it takes, 1 bullet. Finds it immediately.
Yo, now this is where it really comes down to it. Make those adjustments, get your mouse pad right, make your headset tight. This is it. 3 to 4 now. They are playing for the prize pool of a new headset for headphones as provided by ACGL for this Polaris LAN here for the month of February, with many more to come in the future. The esports system here just keeping on growing in Polaris, and just these players. I mean, we highlighted during the preparation for this game, just these are the young gunners, and yet they're able to do that.
They are super good for their age. I definitely would not put it past them to win this whole thing if they so feel like it.
Oh!
The one tap finds him, crouches immediately to firing just to make sure he doesn't get shot back at. But going in again, spawning the same place, finds it. See, and the tap is
my.
back. Finds it straight back.
He has no chance. He's in the air, and immediately he drops down to the floor and 6 under. 6 up
Yeah,
for Ridgeback.
that's true. 2 rounds up, 2 rounds away from winning the whole map, I guess, the whole match. Finds each other again, swaps it to the AK. Oh, the M4 went again. Doesn't want to reload. Trying to predict where his... Oh, the tap immediately found.
What can you do at this point in time but just pray and spray as you join the fray? What can you do? All of these players, they're just going for the shots, and it's Ridgeback to connect now on 7-5.
Match point found.
Exactly. Now, what can Gary the go to? He needs to find 3 rounds before he finds a single. Talk about single. He only needs 1 bullet.
Insane game.
Really beautifully well done, and there we go. Ridgeback, the first player in the grand final.
It was just in a matter of 10 seconds that the ball just changed sides from court.
Seconds of the kickoff.
I think Heavy Weasel should try and maybe play a little bit more aggressive, or just try to defend in such a way that
The side, it's literally
Yes.
just going at each other head to head.
was ready for streaming.
Mostly on. Hello and
Hello.
welcome back. This is it. This is what we've all been waiting for. We've showed you some showcase matches, some action between the players here at the Polaris Gaming VS Polaris and ACGL LAN, but now we're going to show you some inter-school gaming. This is part of the VS Gaming HSEL League. I know High School Esports League is in the name, but just to make it simple, we will see Polaris Gymnasium versing off against, I can't remember the team's name. I'm going to try my hardest. Point Pretoria, I believe. And yeah, we're going to head straight on into the game. So this is a 3v3 format, best of 5. So
This is going to
could
be quite
go on
interesting.
for quite a long time, yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be quite interesting. Quite interesting. It looks like the overlay is
There we go.
Oh, okay, now the overlay is it's on.
So obviously we've highlighted a lot of 1v1 matches this whole time, but
Yeah.
this is where we see players
Actually,
their peak.
yeah.
Not only do you have to play your perfect mechanical game, you need to play a team game. You need to coordinate around each other and really
Yes.
make those moves. As we see here, a destruction coming on into Zinferno. Kingy the Fifth, I think, is his name.
Yeah, we see Dang as well playing with Inferno, and where's Blade?
Yeah, so these are all the players we've highlighted during the previous games. Almost sinks it into the top left corner of the goal box.
And a
Connects
goal.
with the second, Zinferno with the first. Polaris on the scoreboard.
Yeah, looks like it's gonna be a nice game.
Yeah, just the perfect touch. Going on through both of the defending players. It is clinical.
It is clinical.
So, finds the first touch. We've seen how proficient Blade is with these first touch mechanics. Whips it on into the air, sets it up for a good shot onto the goal. Defended on out by the Polaris side.
Oh, another goal from Blade.
And Blade just keeps it going.
It's amazing.
Yeah. You know, I feel they've been set up so well. They've gotten a lot of practice in before this game. Obviously,
Yes.
they've played the bracket system with the players currently at the Polaris and ACGL LAN. They are ready for this. Again,
They are
sets it
more
up
than
for a
ready.
goal, takes a shot at it. Oh, but the gander doesn't quite work out for them.
considering we've started playing at around 9 or 10 a.m. this morning, we're quite well practiced by this point. I think we will be practiced enough to take on most teams, if not any team now. But it still looks like Paulus still has the shine, even though it's late and everyone is kind of tired playing. I think we still have that. We still have the dynamic going, and it just, as you see. Yeah, it just looks like we're gonna get another goal, but we'll see what this game has to offer. But it looks promising already, as it's 3 versus 3, and it's probably our 3 best players playing here.
And
I don't know how was the Rocket League team when you were still in our school, Joe?
So the Rocket League in Polaris only really started picking up during last year. I mean, really, it is Blade that's kind of been the forerunner for that team.
Yes.
Obviously, last year during the VS Gaming High School Esports League 2021 season, they came up 3rd place in the entire league. So these players are proficient, and they're playing against Point Pretoria, I think is the school's name, and they are just showcasing their talent. For all 3 of these goals, basically, it has just been the side of PRG out-skilling them. They add a 4th, and it really just seems like Point Pretoria are a day late and $1 short on all of these.
Yes, as usual, Paulus is dominating the scene. And
I love to see it.
Yeah, I love to see it as well. And so you said Point Pretoria. This is gonna be quite an interesting match. I've never heard about Point Pretoria, but as usual, even if you don't know the school or not, or you do, Paulus they just take the game for themselves. It's already it's 4-0 for Paulus, and it's barely 2-3 minutes into the game, and wow. It looks like the Polarisers are just kind of they're not indecisive, but they're quite relaxed. You can see in their playing, they're not really too aggressive, which I wouldn't be surprised, because I think the only challenge for Polaris is probably themselves. And I don't know what was the team they played last year that they lost against. There was one first team they played against in the final where they lost, but I think that's maybe the most challenge they'll ever get. But any other schools, this is just a perfect show of how our team just works together.
Yeah, I just want to showcase the absolute display of teamwork that we are seeing here. The one shot onto the goal there, one player set it up in the air perfectly for a shot to come on through. Eventually it does. He doesn't just connect just quite yet, but an open goal box and
look at
another
Dang.
goal.
Dang just scored.
Yeah, I mean, it truly is as simple as you put it.
Yes.
He just Dang scored.
Yeah, and it's kind of a funny feeling just watching this, because Dang used to feel like the opposition. Now he's the player of our team. We don't really know a lot about the other players, but it seems like they're quite enjoying the match. But as usual,
they
just
are
dominating.
enjoying themselves at 7-0 at this point in time.
Yes.
You know, I feel like there is a chance for Point Pretoria to maybe bring this back, but if wishes were fishes, we'd all be casting nets. It really seems kind of dire at this point in time.
Yes. At the beginning of the match, I already thought beforehand that this is just gonna win, and not just because I'm a Paul Russer myself, but our team this year is it's amazing. It's an amazing team of boys we have here, and it's just like the Counter-Strike team, but I think this year the Rocket League team is definitely gonna take home the cup. I can't call that shot way early in the year, but it really looks like we could take the cup back home.
Yeah, I mean, this really is just a display of top-tier
playing
high school league talent. I mean, obviously we've seen some of the Polaris gents. They've played in the RLCS Sub-Saharan Africa regionals. They've placed, I believe, Comic-Con as well. They've placed, I think, 8th and 6th during the 2 splits. Both these players on different teams, and really, it's amazing to see some of the younger talent still in high school grinding it out, showing some of these players how it's done. Hits it up for the aerial. Can he connect? There is teamwork to come. Comes from the side, puts it on through into the net. Oh, but it's to the post. A great defense from Point Pretoria.
Yeah, it still looks like Paulus is gonna win. As we just talked about the LAN party and ACGL hosting here, it's amazing how far we've come from in the old days where people used to grind Halo on Xboxes on big LAN parties with pizzas and cokes, and now we're here, which this is sport now, and we're dominating. Our school's dominating the sport at the moment.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
look at this, the
amazing.
ball's in the air, hits it up into the crossbar, the follow through with the pinch on the ground. It is clinical.
It is really clinical. I agree with you 100%.
What can you do? What can you do? They find the first touch. 0-9 with 35 seconds on the clock. This is the first game in the series of this best of 5 going to Paul Rose. I mean,
There's
other way to
really
go.
not a lot of comment to give here because it's just we're seeing them as usual in their natural habitat, just absolutely smashing it with this whole. I almost also said map like you just said, but they're just smashing at this whole.
Smurfing on them. He dribbled through all 3 players of the defensive lineup. Finds the pinch onto the ground. The ball goes into the air. 3 players on the goal box, and yet none of them can find an answer to Blade. He is running and cutting through them.
Blade has no mercy left in him for this play.
Oh, it is just beautiful to see, and I think this game is going to end 10-0 at this point in time. If they can't even find another, that is. Hits the top of the post, and yep, that is it. The ball's still in the air, living on borrowed time, but that is it. Paul Rus Gymnasium find the first map in this best of 5.
Well, congratulations to Paul Rus team. Let's see what the next 2 or 3 matches possibly has to offer.
4. It's a
Yeah,
best of
it can
5.
be 4, but as you know, it's really our team is really giving promising results as usual. And the probability that they're going to win is really, really, really high.
Chat and viewers right now, do you think he is based or biased? Let me know.
Chat is disabled.
This is true. Okay, people in attendance, is he based or biased? Is Paul Rus the best team right now? There we go. He just got answered. Yes. I would say this is the most biased audience we could have ever asked, but
Yeah.
if their opinion means anything, well, that is it.
Yes.
These guys are just smurfing at this point in time, and here we go with the kickoff again.
Yo. Just look at this. This is fast-paced gameplay, and they're just going along with the flow. Just look at Blade and all of them, and SMD leaves. This is the first time I've actually seen SMD leaves play today.
Oh, the teamwork right there from the corner. He puts it up perfectly for a shot to come through. One person drives on through, but just barely misses the goal box. Again, setting it up for that aerial. The teamwork coming through, just barely, dang, missing the lineup there. But it is just blow after blow, shot after shot. They've outthought and outfought their opponents on every single corner.
Yes, I agree with you there, Jock. Just look at the precision they're playing with. It's almost as if it's just natural to them to play like this. It's almost like they're not breaking a sweat, if you ask me. Just look at the precision Paul Rus is playing with and look at the rest. It looks like the rest is almost confused and Paul Rus is just doing their A game. Literally their A game because they're the A team, but it's their A game. There's nothing much you can say about it more than that it's their A game. Just at their prime time playing as usual. And it's just amazing. I wonder what's Blade and Dang doing.
What is this? Point Pretoria just completely confused there. I mean, dang, kind of just the wolf in the sheep's pen there. He was just waiting.
Yes.
It looked like he might have been a defensive player. When the chance rears its head, well, he just goes and he eats up all the sheep in the pen.
Yeah, Dang just scored the goal. As we saw earlier, Dang versus, was it Inferno or Blade?
I think it was Inferno.
He really put up the challenge there. It just goes to show you how Inferno and Blade are really good. And if Dang could score like that against them, he's obviously destroying them here. Just look here. They're just dominating.
Yeah, I mean, Blade is just putting his name in the feed shot after shot.
Yes,
Again,
that
we've
really is
highlighted
Blade.
this so many times.
And
but
another
the first
goal.
touch from Blade is unreal. unrivaled. He gets the ball into their court. Look at this. This is all Blade. He 1v3'd them right here. Finds the first touch onto the wall. The second into the goal box. They can't answer
They're all
back.
just scattered and gone away from Blade. He's just taking his chances and seeing the gap. He's just taking charge. And look at that. The player didn't even know what to do.
At this point in time, I feel Polaris Gymnasium are getting a bit too big for their boots, but they're backing it up.
Yeah.
It's not like they're overconfident, overzealous, and just making mistakes. They haven't conceded a single goal.
Yeah, and just look at them. I think that there could be some aggressive gameplay from Point Pretoria or the opposition team, but just look at Zinferno just back at it again.
It is endless, it is ruthless, it is just complete domination. That is the name of the game.
I think this might be 10-0 or 12-0 if you ask me, Jock.
I mean,
there's
we've got a 3 minutes and 39 on this clock.
Yeah, there's still a lot of room.
Kickoff and almost a goal. It is a goal. What is this? Blade, you are sitting there right in front of me. I am looking you in the eye and I am telling you, what was that?
What was that? I agree with you. Just look at Blade smiling. He's laughing. He's even looking away from the screen. He knows he can. He knows he's the best. Well, I think we all know after today. I think he's established himself as the best. That it just makes sense if you look at Blade. He's absolutely just crushing it, and he's doing it with a good can-do attitude.
They queue it up for one. They missed the first. A second shot onto the goal, missed it onto the post bar, but the third to capitalize onto it. That is what I call teamwork. One after another, they go for the shots, they go for the goals. 8 in a row.
Oh, Jock, maybe we'll see a 20-0 or 15-0. Looks quite promising.
Some big
just
numbers up there, huh? Colleague.
Yeah, but just look at this gameplay. The ball's just in the air, waiting for our team to pick it up. This is absolutely astonishing gameplay from Polaris.
I mean, point one, what do? They've got to swing for the fences. Why not take some chances? Going for the aerial play again, it is just unanswered by Point Pretoria. I mean, finally now they get the ball and they've got some boost to back it up, but they key the ball up and there's no one to follow through. That is where we see Polaris Gymnasium follow up, follow through, connect with these goals one after another, shot after shot.
Seamless
he goes for the aerial lineup. The ball is there and it connects into the goal box. No answer back needed.
Just look at Blade. Nice playing, Blade.
For context, if we haven't explained this enough, we are currently at a Polaris Gymnasium ACGL LAN, and we are able to look these players in the eye and tell them, well done. Well done.
Just look at Blade, and he's grinding with keyboard and mouse, which is very unusual for this caliber of playing, and even just Rocket League in general. But he's just grinding, is destroying them. It's absolutely amazing the skill set they own, and as well as Inferno and which was the other one? It was Blaze, Inferno, and Dang. Dang, yeah, Dang is also just amazing.
Oh.
Inferno and Blade were usually the best, but Dang is also bringing his A game, and he's in the A team as well, but he's just bringing his A game in this match. Just look at him.
I feel Polaris Gymnasium, after last year's defeat, quote-unquote defeat, I mean, third place is nothing to scoff at.
Yeah.
They have been hungry. I mean, these guys have been burning the midnight oil, burning the candle at both ends at that. One goal, actually, for Point Pretoria. Let's not count them out of this just toot the horn of Polaris Gymnasium. I think
the Polaris just made a quick mistake there. I think they lost track of the ball, but it's still, Jock is still, if you look at the scoreboard, it's 10-1 still. So I don't know if it's bragging or not, but I think every Polarisser is proud to be a Polarisser today. If we just look at how Polaris is just handling themselves on this field. Yeah, yes, absolutely astonishing.
I feel like SMD Leaves has been the one player that's kind of been able to answer back to these aerial plays and these defensive shots. He's come up clutch quite a few times, but he is nowhere to be seen. It's an open goal box and another goal for Polaris Gymnasium.
This is just amazing. I'm struggling to comment right now. Just to share how amazing this is to witness and to cast this is quite a dream. Sure, just look at it.
I mean,
It's Inferno.
Porus, they just, every time they line up these shots, it's a measure twice, cut once defense. They know what they're doing. He carries the ball through the air for about 8 seconds and just connects. Look at
Just
that.
Look at that aim.
Hovering on down into the goal box. He guides it like a guiding missile, looking for the heat.
Look at that blade.
It is incredible to watch, and they just can't answer back to it right now. I mean,
Look at that.
that is the pinnacle of what an RLCS competitive player can do.
I think there's just another goal being lined up here in the making. Just look at it.
Yeah, I mean, lines it up again. The aerial shots have been where they perform. Sure, sometimes they miss the goal box, sometimes they hit the post or the crossbar, but I mean, fact that they are keeping this pressure going, shot after shot, Dang lining up for it. There has to be someone on the defense, and it's Blade on the clear. Zinfono hits it up for the 1. SMD leaves, isn't there to answer back, but another player from the side swipes it on in.
Just
they
look
get
at
a tiny
Dang
shot on.
taking that ball back.
Yeah, I mean, they just sideswipe it the entire time.
I guess we could say, if they played the Rocket League sideswipe, they would win that too. Just the technique is nailed down so well. I don't think there's opposition for Polrus at this moment. I think we'll have to wait and see until the semis, the semi-finals of the High School Esports League. But for now, this is looking really promising, and I think we just might end up at 15, Jock, as I predicted, 15-0.
The biggest thing I see, it's not like Point Pretoria are leaving a skeleton crew to defend. I mean, they've got players to defend, but every time they just kind of weasel their way on through. And we got to give credit where credit is due. That was a great shot to hit it on into that goal box. Two goals on the board. Do you think maybe in the third map, the fourth, even the fifth after that, they can answer back, or is this a done deal in your head?
I think personally, it's a done deal. If you just look at the scoreboard here, it's 13-2, and they also won the previous game, if I'm not mistaken, the previous match. It's just Polrus has been dominating the whole league almost for what, 2 or 3 years. This is just I would almost say this is one of the smaller games for our A team to win, because we have a huge gaming team and huge participation, especially when it comes to Rocket League.
Yeah.
As last year we had a H team.
We've got an H team.
Yeah, that's just how big this thing is, how big it's becoming. It's actually an official school sport. If you look at the Polrus website, it's an official school sport. It's not even a committee just anymore. It's a sport. This is the reality we are facing today. It's like Counter-Strike and the PGL in Stockholm. It's getting bigger by the year, and this is amazing. But looks like there's some interesting gameplay, and SMD Leaves is actually taking the ball into his hands. But will he keep it? I don't think so. Zinferno's just taking the ball from you.
Tap after tap after switching maneuver after sidling on through.
Come on, Dan, get this last goal.
They're trying to keep it in the air, but in the end, it doesn't even matter because they just win these.
They just win.
It is a masterclass.
Yes.
In competitiveness in the Rocket League scene right now. I mean,
I think it's good going for Blade here. If we just look at him, he's in his zone and with his keyboard and his mouse, and he's just grinding and just taking away all the show on himself. Yeah, he's Inferno and Dang are just they're spot on with their playing.
Yeah, I mean, there is genuinely, it's hard to comment on a play that is so clinical. I mean, a lot of the time what you do as a commentator is you nitpick. I mean, that's how you keep people entertained, is you point out some flaws. You maybe say you could have done this, you could have done that, but in my eyes, not to say that they're perfect, but just to say that the field differential is too big.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So just to put it into a tiny bit of context, this isn't actually part of yet the round robin for the VS Gaming HSEL.
Yes.
This is only what do you call it, like preparatory play. These aren't matches that really matter in the grand scheme of things, so maybe you could give them the benefit of the doubt. They're not taking this as seriously, but oh man,
just look at it. Okay, now we're seeing them play it again, and his SMD leaves. He's always up front. He's actually giving some nice opposition to Polrus, but I don't know. Maybe this match is promising, but as we're seeing, Paul Russ is already coming back to defend their goal. It's an open goal box, but they just defended it again. It's just, as you said, Joe, clinical play.
Yeah. These tires must be so hot. I mean, this is when the rubber hits the road. I mean, look at these jump shots. Look at how much time they're spending in the air. Their wheels aren't even touching the ground for most of these rounds.
And Blade is just going at it with a clinical goal again.
Puts
just
it up in the air, knows where the ball is going to fall, puts it on clinically into the right post.
It's with confidence he does it. Just look at that goal in the replay. It's absolutely amazing.
4 minutes 17 potentially left in this game.
4 minutes of 17 seconds of potential for Paul Russ to probably just dominate again, as we saw in the last 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Just look at that. Dang just scores as if it's nothing. In a matter of 7 seconds.
You know, I've been through a lot of games previously where people say, oh, you're a bit biased, you're only highlighting the one side. And yes, maybe we are Paul Russ. Well, the man on my right is Paul Russ and me, an alma mater. But, like,
just look at this
bias aside, I am biased towards good gameplay.
Yes.
And this is some of the best gameplay I have seen in a while.
This is really good gameplay. This is just accuracy, speed, precision. All the boxes are ticked with this team. They're just giving it their all and almost not breaking a sweat while they're doing it. This is just amazing. I mean, look at that touch, the first touch. Paul Russ is already just taking the ball to the goal box with another goal almost.
He is flying through the air. Is it a plane? Is it a bird? No, it's Blade.
Just look at it. And Dang has just had the ball. But it's in our quarters, but I don't think it's going to stay there for long. Just look at it. It's already going to the blue side, the blue goal box.
Yeah, they're just locomoting on into the blue side. The train stops for no one. And right now, the Paul Russ train, such devastating lead.
Oh, dang, he just blocked it. They almost had the goal there, but they just didn't.
It's the aerial touch. Is it onto the goal box? There's someone to do a second touch. Finds it up. It's still queued up for another shot. Hit it off the right wall.
I think we'll see something here from Blade. If you see how Zinferno just bumped it, I think Blade is coming for the next clinical shot into the goal. Just look at that. Blade scores again. 4-0 at 3 minutes and 10 seconds. This is just Paul Russ. For you.
No, I said earlier, diamond hands is the one thing I would, the one adjective or phrase I would use to explain how they're playing, because it seems like every single time the ball touches their car, it does not leave their car. I mean, there's I think you call it the rumble game mode. We have the little spikes that come out of your car. And you can just attach
it's almost like that.
It is like they are playing a rumble and they are just attached physically to this ball.
And we're not touching the ball. They're very close by to it. And it's in Paul Russ's quarters right now. But it's not going to stay there. Just look at it. It just goes over the field. It's going to the blue side.
They just keep it in the air. It's flying on into the goal box. I think that would have gone in had he not actually stopped it. But nitpicking here and there, broken clock is right twice.
It looks like, I thought there was a promising goal from the side of SMD Leaves and Point Pretoria, but... Just look at it again. We're just going to the blue quarters. Or is that an open goal box?
The ball is momentum, and they're not there to actually catch on up with it. King Never the First. King 5 the first, I believe.
It's King. I think it's King Never First. But just look at that. Our Blade actually own goal there.
We've been tooting his horns a bit too much. It seems he's grown too big for his boots. Maybe you need to ground yourself there, mate. You can't spend too much time in the air. You're going to get a little bit lightheaded up there.
Yes, as they say, you should come down just for a fresh breath of air. But still, even if Blade is maybe too big for his boots, just look at that gameplay. Dang, just taking it back. Blade just getting it with the aerial gameplay and just taking the show away.
You know, a lot of times gamers tell each other, touch grass. You're so out of tune with real life. You're just spending way too much time on this game. Well, at Paul Russ Gymnasium, please touch some grass, because you're spending every single second in the air and absolutely outskilling these players that they can't even react. Coming through for the shot, he lines it up. There's a second to react. Surely this is a goal for them. Not just yet. It's still in their court and they can still do something with this.
The
aerial play coming through, but Just not yet.
Look at this. The previous game we saw it around like 10-1 or 10-2, but we're actually seeing it 4-1 for 1 minute left. Still, Paul Russ is still probably the promising one to win here. This is this. If we win this, this is probably the last match, if I'm right, Jock.
Yeah, so if we do actually complete this game
I
in
think
3 maps in this best of 5, I believe
think-
we're going to be heading back to CS:GO
Just look at
action.
Dang.
But I mean,
Dang is
not to
just.
say we're fed up. I mean, this is some
This is
top-class
we're
action.
not fed up at all. This is just class action from our teams. Look at that precision from Dang.
They just run it through.
Let's see if Blade does the magic touch with the ball. It looks like he has a corner sorted.
Oh.
Let's look at Blade. Just goes and takes the ball and it goes into their quarter. It's just amazing. It looks like Blade is coming back to swoop the ball from them, and just look at that. It's like you said. It's almost like Rumble. They just attached to the ball. Even in aerial mode, they just barely attached to the ball.
No matter what you do, Polaris will find you, I guess, is the motto of this game. It kicks it up for a perfect shot onto
Oh.
goal, hits the crossbar, and they can't
Zen
finalize it just yet, but they don't even need it. A 4-goal differential as we have 20 seconds on the clock. It is ticking down, and you might say a broken clock is right twice a day, but right now it is completely broken, and, well, this is, in my opinion, a done deal for the side of Polaris.
Let's see if Paul Russ can seal the deal for the last 10 seconds with a goal from Blade or Zinferno.
Oh, he's got it in the air. He's got some momentum. He's making his way to the goal
Come
box.
on.
Goes a bit wide. There's a counter shot from the side of Point Pretoria. Can they answer back? No, the ball surely touches the ground right here, right now. And that is the end to this puck game between Polaris Gymnasium and
Congratulations to
Pretoria.
Paul Russ. Good game to Point Pretoria. That was some intense gameplay we saw there. But as usual, Paul Russ just steals the show. And I must say, I'm quite proud to be part of this school and part of this whole esports team where we're just dominating everything. And it's really fun to watch how they're playing with the tactics and the precision. I don't know, do you have any comment to give, Jock?
I'm just going to say there is much more to come where this came from.
Yes.
Polaris is lined up for a big future in esports, and boys, I can just tell you, watch this space. Thank you so much for joining. It has been very fun commentating and sharing this game with you. Please join us back in about a few minutes as we're going to set up the lobby for more of the Counter-Strike action. We'll be back shortly. Don't go anywhere. single. Talk about single.
I think Blade is coming for the next clinical shot into the goal. Just look at that. Blade scores again.
We've seen don't kind of predict the future in some of these gunfights. A little pre-fire coming through. The jump shot doesn't connect as Ridgeback finds another thing. Sets it up for one. He knows. These jump shots, look at how much time they're spending in the air. Their wheels aren't even touching the ground for most of these rounds.
Blade is just going with the clinical goal again.
In terms of the skill gap here, but now it seems again Blade is looking into his own bounce back like just keeps it on his head. Okay, we're back and we're going to head into the action very quickly. The lobby is actually ready between Blade and... I'm not too sure what his game tag is. Justin, he's sitting right over there. The two guys sitting genuinely deadlock on each other right in front of me. So no screen watching to be done. It is a fair game here. But yeah, I believe we're going to head straight on into the game. I'm not too sure whether the lobby has actually been set up, whether I can get quick confirmation from production, but yeah, this is I believe going to be a solo broadcast for myself, so let's see whether we can see some good action. I mean, obviously we've seen some action from these very players during the Rocket League game just prior, so if that is any indication, we're going to see some better action right here. But yeah, just talking about the previous CS game we saw, I believe it was Ridgeback was his gamer tag, really coming into his own during the late phase of that game. It's going to be an interesting final between either the players I just mentioned and these guys, because obviously Ridgeback, newer player, the younger player. Yeah, so I believe we're going to start up the lobby right now, and then we're going to head straight on into it. Little bit of a lull period, sorry for that. Just trying to get the confirmation from when it is going to start. But I mean, it really is the story of young talent versus these old and defined players that we've seen the whole time. I mean, right now, Polaris's esports team kind of reeling from players matriculating. We had quite a competitive team last year, mostly consisting of Matrix. Now kind of having to reform, rebuild around the current Matrix, current grade 11s, and then keeping in mind the young talent that still needs to come on up and show their face. Yeah, that's what we're going to be looking out for, I believe. Could maybe just go to a break screen. No? Okay, we're in the server. So, Let's see what's going to happen with this one. A lot riding on this. I wish you guys could just turn your head. Well, I wish I could just turn the camera and show you guys. They're literally monitor to monitor facing off against each other as we head on into the map. The same one we saw previously, AIM Astralis. The map set up for 1v1 engagements. And okay, so the game has been going for a tiny bit. Currently 4-2 up to Justice. And can Blade answer back? That is the question that we're going to be looking out for. And it's a quick shot and a quick flick. And indeed he does. That was a nasty one to put him on through. So, toying around each other. The AK-74 in hand, swapping onto the knife. You need to be careful of that one. Catching a player off guard with the M4A1S, his gun of choice. He picked up the AWP there. Not too sure how he got that one, but that's a pretty big play. The AWP, as we know during these 1v1s, if he can hold an angle, if he swings on into you, it is nigh impossible to answer back. The quick shot and the quick kill, that is what the AWP does in these engagements. It is, if I dare say, kind of OP. But it was designed to be OP, so you just call it playable. I think he went for the surf mechanic, and I think he fell out of the map. You never love to see that. So yeah, 6-4 currently to to Justice, and he just keeps on nailing them through. Obviously, these CSGO games, they are best of 3, and they end at 8 apiece. So let's see whether he can push it on into 8. There we go. Quick end to this little one, and I'm sure we're going to head on into the next game very quickly, because that, my friends, was what I call a stomper.
Hello, Jock. It looks like I'm back. Sorry, I had to take a little break.
It is all good. It is taxing on all of us, but the entertainment is in full force. So
Just look at Justin versus Blade. This is going to be an interesting. How does the scores look so far? How
You
do the
know,
scores look so far?
some players played, I'm talking about in this example, he's more proficient in Rocket League. It is his game of choice, but
Yes.
skills transfer. I mean,
Yes.
like you highlighted a few times previously, he plays Rocket League with a keyboard and mouse, so he is just as proficient in first-person shooters, just as that might be. Tries to find a few taps, playing around these slanted angles, and eventually it's Justice to find it.
This is quite an interesting one here, because it seems even though Blade does not play CS:GO for our team, looks like he's still he's still on it. He's really on it.
I mean, the core mechanics of esports, in my opinion at least, kind of transfer between games. I mean, it's reaction
know.
time, it's teamwork, it's positioning, and it is mechanical skill. I mean, those are things
And
you
just
learn from
look at
games like Rocket League.
them. They're looking at each other while gaming, making eye contact, sitting just across from each other while
The
not seeing each
intimidation
other.
factor is definitely something to look out for. As
Pretty
Blade,
intimidation.
4-1, he's turning things around. That previous map looked kind of one-sided, but here.
This is just the final.
So this is the second map in the best of 3. It is part of the semi-finals.
We'll see if Justice wins. It looks like Justin is gonna take it back, as he should probably, because he is the A-team captain. Otherwise, we'll be looking at the new team captain. I'm obviously just joking, but yeah, Justin does have the skills, and he does have the crosshair placement and the tools, and he definitely mastered his trade.
Oh,
Just
finds
look-
him off guard. Blade shuts him down 5 and 2-3 rounds. Till that game point and pushing us into the third map.
But just look at Justin.
Just look at him. I mean, Blade didn't even look at him. He hardly had time to react.
If you look at Justin, you'll see in his screen he has a red crosshair, and I tell you, I've played with that crosshair myself. It really makes the difference if you fine-tune your Counter-Strike to your senses and how you want it. It makes a huge difference, especially if you look at someone like Justin. He's really just crack-a-lacking at this thing. It's really something to witness.
Considering going for the little bit of surf there, but he spots out the head of Blade. Still debating it, but oh, he takes the gander and it doesn't work out for him. Blade from the side. The Pika's advantage just working in his favor.
Are those ramps there for surfing?
Yes, most definitely. So they can go around, try and catch the players off guard. I mean, surfing maybe not as prominent during actual matches, but I mean, why not test it on all levels of playing?
It makes it quite interesting if you just look. Let's see if Blade versus Justice, who's the winner in this round. Looks like Justin has some catching up to do, but still Justin does not disappoint at all. Justin needs to climb out of his. He just needs to climb out of his shell. Then he's probably gonna just absolutely obliterate him.
Yeah, so he did take the first map, so it's not like he's maybe a bit rusty. He has warmed up. He's made it to this point in the tournament. And
just look
there
at Justin. He just takes it back.
That
he's
is
almost taking the throne back.
Now he's picked up the AWP. I'm not sure if he's actually going to use this. The AWP, obviously a very dangerous gun.
If I were the other player Blade, I would be scared of Justin and his AWP because Justin has laser accuracy. I saw him in the aim trainer. I played with him in the aim trainer, and it's quite shocking how accurate he is. Just look at that. He doesn't even almost flinch. He just takes the shot. And I must say, if I were Blade right now, I would be really, really scared. I think this might be the match that just it might be just the one.
Justice coming in clutch. He remains untouched, looking for this engagement, skulking on through the back of the bomb site, or rather the spawn area, as you might put it. Blade is just waiting. I think he is tempting him out to maybe take a shot and then swing, but the AK-74 in hand, yeah, he knows something needs to happen.
Counter-Strike, he really knows it. If there's someone to really teach you about Counter-Strike, it would be Justin. The last player we actually had, Divan Prinsloo, he also had some really nice gameplay. But if you look at Justin, there's some comparison you can compare the two a little bit because there's some.
Oh no! Is he gonna go for the BM? Don't go for the knife.
Oh my word!
Is he gonna go for it? He doesn't know. He's got the knife out at ready. Oh, he spots him. He jumps on through and he finds it with 5 HP remaining the entire haul.
Just look at that.
Oh my, that is how you finesse on someone. Is that enough to push him on through? Obviously, he's already taken one map in this best of 3. And that is it. That is how you end it. Justice with the finalizer. GG, well played. Goes into the grand finals where he will face off.
Big smile.
Oh,
absolutely.
Jubilation on his face.
It's wow. I must say, it's really impressive to see for yourself the skill in Counter-Strike. I know Rocket League is interesting, but Counter-Strike is specifically intriguing for me as well because I like first-person shooters and how you use the map to your advantage and how some textures have a tendency to completely lag out. Or as some of you say, the M4A1S. Some of the silencer, it even sticks out of walls. It's just there's like mechanics you learn some of the mechanics to use with the game, and you use it to your advantage.
So the question is, who will win the grand finals of the Polaris Gymnasium ACGL LAN here for February?
I think personally, Justin would. I think he would win. If you just look at him, he just comes in at clutch and he just absolutely destroys everyone.
Now, before we can answer that question, place your bets. I don't know. Let's see who wins it. But first, we're going to take a tiny bit of a break and head over to some Rocket League action once again. We will be back shortly. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, some are just.
These jump shots, look at how much time they're spending in the air. Their wheels aren't even touching the ground for most of these rounds.
And Blade is just going at it with a clinical goal again.
In terms of the skill gap here, but now, wow, it seems again Blade is coming into his own. Castlemind's back, like I said, to the previous game.
And another goal.
Ian, we ready? Okay, let's get into it.
Let's
This is
get
the best of 5
crack-a-lackin'.
grand final.
Is it for Rocket League?
Yes, so
Yes.
just a clarification here, it is the Rocket League Grand Finals between Blade and I stand under correction. I think it's Inferno.
Blade versus Inferno. This is gonna be quite an
This is
interesting
going to
one.
be very interesting. I mean, we've seen these players now not only in their respective best of ones to get to this point, but even in an official pug match.
Yeah.
And we've just seen their prowess. Now,
Yeah.
ball on the roof.
Just look
stuck
at
to his car. Oh, but Inferno with a lineup with the answer back shuts it down.
I just think Blade just might win this. Even though Inferno is really impressive and he's really one of the best. Inferno, Blade is just he's on another tier. Even if you look at him, even if he plays with a keyboard and mouse, he just absolutely destroys everyone and everything in Rocket League. And Inferno is a worthy opponent. But well, we'll have to wait and see. If a minute has passed and they haven't even scored a goal, this is really intense. Really intense.
These players know each other all too well. You can
Yes.
see by the way they're playing. Blade tried to go for a fake out on swing to the left, but Inferno was ready for it, but he wasn't ready for that one. Keys it up into the air, it just goes.
Blade usually he does not fail to impress.
Mm.
I think Inferno, it might just be the second best in Paul-Roos, but we'll have to wait and see. This is probably one of the best skill testing benchmarks we'll have.
Yeah.
To test our players, but it's still it's not unimpressive if you lose this, because then you're at least better than half of the country.
Oh, the reversal! He runs it up through the wall, turns it around, and just pushes it onto the goal box. That is clinical. Look at the reverse. Upside down, turtles it on through, puts a shot in, and then just the final tap into the goal box. Beautifully done.
Him. Just that's Blade for you. He has this accuracy that's unmatched. It's unrivaled. You can't You can't find it everywhere. Even though Zinferno is really, he's not bad. He's not really bad in his own right.
Oh.
But Blade just look at that. Blade just, he doesn't even flinch. He just gets the goal. Look
Blade
how
is
far
so
away he is
open.
from the goal, and just he gets that goal. Just look at that
Just not
beautiful goal.
expecting it. I mean, he expected some dribbling. I mean, that's what we've seen from Blade for most of this, is his ability to just go dribble, swerve to the left, fake it to the right. But
I think Blade has the ability to do anything by this point. Just look at him. He just goals again. And it's the two best players playing against each other, and Blade already has 4 goals, and we're barely a minute and a half away from we're barely a minute and a half down. We still have some 3 or more minutes.
we've also got potentially 4 more maps.
Yes, but
Well, the way
only
this is
time will
going,
tell. But look at where
the way
this
this is going,
Blade
I
is
don't
just
think so.
Blade is just touching the ball and it's going in so smoothly.
Shot after shot, it just connects.
This
He just runs it into the goal box. I mean, it looks so effortlessly. He
it just looks so effortless. You're correct.
he just drives in there and just sneaks it on through. Blade again with a beautiful first touch.
And Zinferno, he thought he had the ball, but Blade he just took it away from him.
Oh, the
He's just gonna
16
take the
finds
ball
it in the air,
again.
gets a second
Oh.
touch, but it doesn't connect now. This is a chance for Zinferno to turn things around.
But
The
look at
ball is up
Blade.
and ready for him. He's traveling
Blade
through the
is-
air at a quick pace.
Blade is just taking the ball. He comes at the speed of light just to defend that goal box.
Oh, and a brilliant defense again there by him.
And
Kicked
Blade-
it on up, clears it out into the center
Look
field.
at the aerial from Blade. He's swiveling through the air so effortlessly, yet so well timed. Just look, Zinferno had his first goal. This is great. Now he just has to catch up with 4 other goals.
4 more goals in the next 2 minutes of 43 seconds. We've seen some clutches during this bracket stage thus far. It's not impossible, I will say that much. But
It's not impossible,
again,
but
going for the first touch.
at this
Blade,
point,
it's just beautifully done. The ball is lined up for him. It's going to be a clean touch and a clean goal.
clean goal from Blade. As usual, Blade never fails to amaze.
You know, blades, like a knife blade, a sword blade, that can
Yes.
be used to cut or to jab.
I think Blade here is cutting and jabbing and probably just destroying his enemy at the same time.
He is swerving on through, cutting through, and just confusing Zinferno. What is this? Just pops it on up and he connects for a beautiful one. 7-1
He's
up.
doing all this on his own, without any teammates. Just look at that slow-mo footage. The accuracy is just amazing.
What can you do at this point? Fruity, what can you do?
You could just play or give up.
You can do that. I mean, that was quite. That was
Well,
quite
that was a promising goal from Zinferno, even though he would have to catch up with 5 or more goals. That was really impressive. That was well timed, but I think we'll still see Blade coming back. Just look at that.
just the little B-roll footage of the cars. Just really sets the mood for this one. I mean, these cars, the potential in both of these engines to just drive on through, but at the end of the day, Blade is just
I don't know.
powering on through. That engine, whether it be V8, V6, whatever it may be, it is lethal.
It is
Swings it on
really
through.
lethal.
Oh, but the defense coming out from Zinferno, that was well done. And now he's setting up for a goal shot.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that, Chalk. It just looks like Blade just took back what belongs to him.
Oh, the little bit of BM, an open goal box, but he refuses to score. Oh, why are you toying with your prey? Don't do it to the man. I mean, what can you do? Sets it up for another, and there we go. Zinferno actually with the goal. But I think Blade is just... He's getting too big for his boots, but he has the skill to match
He
it.
really has the skill. I agree with you. I'm not even. I don't know if I'm biased or just, as you said, good playing in the last part of the stream. I think we maybe all of us know by now that Blade. We all know he might just win. If you just look at him, it's not even biased anymore. It's just we all know he's the best. But Zinferno could still very possibly could still take it back.
That was a very big possibility and a chance for Zinfono there to pop it on over and maybe
It
go for
is
the goal,
1
but
minute.
yeah, at this point in time, what can you do is the question I've asked so many times, and every time it seems there is no answer to this question.
Yes, I
Because
agree with you.
Zinfono, sure, he is doing really well, and that is a clean
Wow,
goal.
that is really a clean
But
goal.
to keep that up for the next minute and potentially put on 3 goals is a hard ask.
Yes, and it's really tiring. I think Zinferno is really concentrating on his A game against his own, I presume, captain. Blade is probably the captain because he's matric and he's just one of the best. But look at the precision of Blade. He just takes the show on his own, and he's already onto a goal. Well, he was onto a goal, but just look at that. Zinferno's possibly having a comeback here. Look at this.
Yeah,
We have a
Zinfono with the
gap goal.
sweep through.
If Zinferno could possibly sweep another 2 goals through in the next 50 seconds, we might just see something we have never saw before today. And that is Blade possibly having a loss.
A miraculous clutch it would be. Zinfono, what can you do? He finds a good defense onto Blade's answer back. Pushes it on through. Blade needs to do something here. Pushes
Blade
it into
is
the side to center field. Now Zinfono again on the defense. Oh,
Look
but this
at
is Blade's territory in the air. He feels so comfortable. And now an opportunity for another shot,
at
but he can't take it. Zinfono has the momentum. Can he get a touch onto the ball to put it into the back
but he
center?
goals.
There we go. 1 goal differential as we head into the last 20 seconds of this match.
Let's see if this becomes an overtime. We still have just less than 30 seconds for Zinferno to take away this match from Blade. But as usual, we'll probably see Blade coming in clutch at the end, because Blade is, like you said, he is a Blade cutting through and swerving and just taking away. But if you it looks like Blade is a little bit out of his comfort zone.
Yeah, that was a good setup from Zinfono there, but he just couldn't follow it through. Now it's 7
Let's
seconds
see.
left. He needs to do something,
Let's see.
but he's on the defense.
Blade
He has
is
no
on
answer
it.
back.
He's definitely on it. Whoa, wait.
Oh, the ball surely going to touch the ground soon, but no. The ball is making its way to the orange side of the court, but
Blade
it finally
still
touches the
wins.
ground, and there we go. Blade takes the first game here in the best of 5.
Just look at that smile on Blade's face. The satisfaction in winning.
Yeah, and we're very shortly going to head into the second map. No, without any liberations, any delegations. But just quickly, your thoughts on that game?
My thoughts on that game were as they were in the beginning, even before the match. I thought Blade was, as usual, the best and he's going to win. I really think he's going to win. As I think Blade does have more experience in Rocket League, considering he is quite a bit older than Zinferno.
True.
And he is the captain, and the captain's role is usually to be the best, as is with Justin. We'll see how Justin performs in the finals, but it's I think this year's captains are really the best at their trade with their sports and their teams.
Yeah, most
So-
definitely. And
Just look at
Zinferno, actually.
those replays. You just see everything for yourself. Blade is just absolutely destroying.
oh, the good flick up there with the rotation, the backflip, you might say. These cars, they're antsy, they're maneuverable. They can do these tight turns. I mean, I think to the movie Top Gun of the airplanes just slicing through the air,
And
and a lot of these
swerving.
cars, with the talent these players are showcasing, Zinfono answering back. He is in the Top Gun school at this point in time.
Wow. Zinferno, what are you doing?
It's a really good answer back to the previous game. I mean, Zinfono, you need to post something, to say something, to make a statement in this game, and that he does. But Blade with an even bigger statement, that strikes fear in your enemy's heart. Look at the setup. He lines the ball up on into the air, and the perfect glide through, the final touch, puts it into the back center, and a beautiful goal to boot.
I think this is just the beginning. I think Blade is gonna take out. He's gonna take out his best guns and perform his best. Even though Zinferno is really on his A game now, I think Blade just might take this one. We'll have to wait and see, because at the moment Blade is at a little bit of a loss. but not quite. Not quite.
Oh, Zinferno. The fake out. Call him Tom Cruise because my oh my is he flying on through to success.
Just
Blade.
look at that. Blade just...
Yeah, just
What
completely
happened?
faked him out. I thought Blade surely thought he was going to go for a dribble through a side swipe to the
could
right,
see
but he just
Blade
pops
is-
it up on up.
You could see the concern on his face, but I think he's probably just... He's either joking or something is really wrong. But I think Blade could still very much come back with a real bad goal. A real... what I mean in terms of bad is like he's going to really destroy him
A
with
nasty goal, I think, would
nasty
be an
goal.
apt way to put
Yeah.
that. But not to toot Blade's horn too much. I mean, Zinferno, we see there's a reason he's on the A team for this side, and there's a reason he did so well for them in their game previously against Point
Yeah.
Pretoria.
Oh, he
can
just
carry a team,
demolished
He
him.
can do some things. The demolish coming through, and now an open goal box to boot. Shoots it on through, but no connection.
Blade
The
is
follow-up
just-
is there, but oh, it doesn't
Blade
connect
just
either.
takes the ball back from him again. Just look at that control there. It's almost like he's attached to it. And looks like he just might have a goal. Let's see if the goal box is open or not.
Oh, just a bit too high.
I
Uncharacteristic.
think Blade is under a lot of stress right now. As he, I think he realized Zinferno is not joking around. He's really in it to win it. But
And I mean, he
still,
has the lead.
but still, Blade still, he could still come. But this might be Costa's curse, as you said.
Oh, a brilliant first touch, and surely that is lined up for the goal box.
Oh
It hits
my-
the left post, but he isn't there to answer back to the second.
Blade.
Zinferno with a clean.
Blade, just look at him. Blade is absolutely embarrassed by himself.
Oh.
We just have to hope Blade can make a comeback. But as you said, the caster's curse probably caught up with us. As I really thought Blade
I mean,
was going to take the lead from the get-go.
you know, we've highlighted a few times that they've had so much time to warm up. But when does it get to a point of fatigue? He
Yes.
showed up in that first game, but maybe fatigue is setting in. Maybe it is just a bit too much of an ask.
But Blade just comes
The
back.
mark of a professional player is the ability to just push on through and keep your A game going.
If you-
That is it.
If you
Never
just
giving
saw
up.
there on that replay, it looked really like Zinferno was really confused, and it looked like Blade was, as usual, just cutting through.
Mm.
And Blade is on the offensive again. I think he's probably regaining his conscience.
He finds a good footing, and Zinferno's nowhere to answer. That is surely a
just
goal, and
look at
indeed.
that.
Now
Look
the
at
goal
Blade
differential only in
sticking
one.
out his tongue.
He's getting a bit cocky down there, eh?
Yeah, but as you said, I think there's some friendly opposition here.
Mm.
I think Zinferno and Blade are really both good at what they do. I personally hope maybe there could be some different result, but if it is meant to be, I think Blade's gonna win this match and win the ultimate
Oh.
prize. But just look at that. Blade is already coming back.
Again, just coming into his own. That was such a beautiful answer back. Zinferno just not ready for it. Maybe drifting the wrong way. Maybe he wanted to go to the left, but he's just not there to answer back at the goal shot.
Just look at it.
Connect.
Blade is pointing his hands to Zinferno and laughing.
Oh, how I wish we could have set up an audience cam just to show you guys the energy in this room. But
Yes.
now, Zinferno,
At
what can
least-
you do? Is he going to let up his lead, or is he going to pull this through?
Let's
and
just look at
equalize
this
this out?
play from Blade. Just look at it. He's attached to the ball. Oh, this is really impressive gameplay here. And back at it with another goal. Coming back
sinks another.
swinging.
Just sinks another ball into the hole, but it's 5-4 now for Blade. This is the first time this game he's actually been in the lead. Sure, the previous game he kept the lead for about the entire time.
Yeah, I think
Zinferno needs to come back.
I think Blade is is on a roll now. I think as you said earlier, if as soon as you come into a momentum, it really becomes a momentum. He's the Newton of Rocket League.
The ball is down cold, but
Let's just look at Blade.
burnized in that goal box. The little
Blade is
goal
absolutely
finisher.
just destroying him.
The ball cold in the air, but the answer back is there. It is just Blade running laps around Zinferno. Sure, it's only a 2-goal lead, but what we've seen throughout this entire day, it has just been shot after shot, and there you go. Within about 3 seconds, he scores another.
That's just Blade for you. He's just on another tier. It looks like this minute and 33 is just gonna be Blade absolutely destroying, or maybe Zinferno having a comeback. But I think Blade is really on it right now. Just look at it. The ball is clearly in his favor, but Zinferno just took it a little bit upon himself to get the ball. But as usual, Blade is just taking the ball. He's attached to the ball.
The nose hold there in the aerial really showcasing that skill. He goes for another. He picked up another 100% boost limiter, and there you go. Just drives it into the goal box.
This, I tell you, I don't even know if it's teasing anymore. I think this is just his best aerial game. Just look at that absolute accuracy in that shot.
At what point does Zinfono just say, GG boys, I guess? I mean, I guess a lot of the time you can just say, not my monkey, not my circus. Let me just play on the ground, not answer back to his aerial play. But when he does stuff like that...
He's already at the goal box of Zinferno. He's ready to strike. But it looks like Zinferno answered back a little bit. With a goal.
Himself. Yeah.
Only there's a gap of 3, but as usual we saw in the matches, after 50 seconds after that passes, or even a minute, when there's only a minute or less left, you're most likely in the red. As you see, Blade is taking it into Zinferno's court and he's lining up for the goal.
Oh,
Zinferno doesn't even answer that one.
A beautiful lineup. I mean, he just hit the ball into the air and he knows how to finish those. He has showcased it to us so many times. Even in the 1v1, he is his own teammate. He carries himself on his back.
I think, I think sometimes, even though people can be cocky, I think Blade does have a bit of bragging rights, because just if someone were to look at this gameplay, I'm sure they're gonna be really impressed if it's gonna be a eSports team or any caster. This is top tier gameplay from Blade. Let's see if he can take just another goal home for himself, just for bells and whistles and the fun.
Just for the hell of it.
Yes.
An open goal box, and surely this is another one to find. Oh, the swerve around! But Zinfono isn't faked out. He knows how to deal with these. Now he's got the ball in his hands. He's driving on up to the orange goal box.
Oh, he just takes it
almost
out.
Perfect final touch, but even more perfect. Is that even a phrase?
Goal.
It's now a phrase, because that was even more perfect.
Wow. Let's see if there's any goals left for Blade in 4 seconds, just to finish off this absolute destroying of Zinferno. The tension is high.
Dinger of a game. About to end. 4 seconds on the counter, and surely that is now 2-0 up.
At least Zinferno finishes off with a goal.
He finishes it off in style. He's not going to go out sulking, but Blade is 2-0 up in this best of 5. He has already made so much progress to the prize, which is the gaming headphones as provided by ACGL. So
now going out swinging Zinferno, but yet, even though he lost this one, he will forever be the winner in the A team. Zinferno and Blade have a perfect dynamic in the A team in their games with each other. There's a seamless connection between the two. It just puts them on a different level. And if you even look at, I just forgot the other player's name. But if you look at the other player as well, the three of them in a team dynamic is just perfection.
It really is. I mean, when equally matched players meet each other and they synergize well, you get a product that is kind of unmatchable, and we'll see in the game now to follow whether Blade can finalize this out and finish the game out with a clean sweep on his slate. But just a quick overview, what do you think of that game? Do you think Zinfono actually stood a chance? Did you see some good gameplay from him?
I was actually at the point, I thought maybe Zinfono was gonna win. If you look at the replay, or if you look on the play on our screens, you just saw the technique. He was starting to get fired up. His engine was roaring. And Zinferno was ready to make that match that round. But ultimately, Blade he just cut to him like a blade and swerved and took the ball from him every time.
like a knife, a hot knife rather, through
Yes.
butter. He slices on through, and the ball is a bit cold there on the blue side of the field. Sinfono with a little stroll on out. They are just toying with each other. He is... What?
Where is
Okay.
Blade?
I think Blade is getting a bit cocky. What is happening here?
His game crashed.
Oh, okay. So
Oh.
apparently his game crashed, so we might have to go to a little bit of a break screen just quick, just to get things sorted. So we will be back shortly, or...
We will shortly be back. There's a timeout. Passed.
Okay, we're back, and the issue has passed. The players are back in the lobby, so let's get back to the thrilling action right now. And as we get back to it, it's 2-0 for, I believe it is Zinfono.
Let's see. This might be an interesting one. Taking the technical.
Okay, so we are actually going to have a rehost. So the 2 goals lead for Zinfono is going to be null and void. Not going to stand just yet. It is still 2-0 to the side of Blade.
Yes. This is going to be quite an interesting one. The last match. It's either make it or break it for Blade at this moment. Or not really make it or break it, but Zinfono still has to catch up. But Blade is as usual on his prime. He's gonna it looks like he's gonna win.
And he has got the confidence. We can see it right in
Yes.
front of us. We might be a bit tired. He is feeling himself right now.
Yes, I think he's really gunning for that headset or just the bragging rights. We'll never know if it's just the headset or the bragging rights going on.
I think either or will float his boat.
Yes, but as I think his headset is already sufficing for him. But and as I say, free stuff. The best stuff is free stuff. So it might be better. It's like free food. Okay, but we're back at it again with Blade and Zinfono. It looks like Blade is actually another color this time. It's like a off white or green color as well, and Zinfono is still the blue guy. But I don't think color matters here. I think Blade is still gonna. I think he's still gonna win. If anything, it might make it a little bit more difficult for Zinfono because the color of this car blends in very well with the arena around him.
Oh, that was just beautifully faked it out. He went a bit slow and Zinfono wasn't ready. Look at that Blade. He thought he was going to go full send it on through, and he doesn't even touch it again. What is this?
Just look at that yawn from Blade. He's yawning, but he's not tired. He's not tired. His spirit is never going to tire out. Just look at that. He's already taking the ball and coming out swinging.
Oh, takes it into the air. Almost a little bit of a fumble there, but he is on the counter-attack now. Puts it up into the air. Zinfono, what can he do?
Zinfono is looking like he's scheming on something, but I don't know. If I was Zinfono, I would probably take the ball by now. But just look at that. Blade is just defending. He's his own teammate, as you said earlier, Jock. He's just on another level.
Oh, now again. Zinfono, can you show Blade how it is done? We've said that he is the more proficient player in the air, be that in the air or on the ground.
I think he's the proficient. In my personal opinion, he's the proficient player in all the categories. If you just look at how dominating he's playing, it looks like Zinfono almost had the goal, but as usual, Blade just takes it away and Blade scores 2-0 already.
Just takes a little poke at it and it's enough to sink it. Look at this. One final touch and that's it. No chance he can catch up to that one.
If you look there, Blade, he's on his prime on his computer. everyone watching him, the little ones and the younger ones watching him, where Inferno's sitting in his zone
It's
concentrating.
lonesome. Full sweat mode, but you're gonna have to sweat a few more droplets if you want to beat this one out. There's Inferno queued up
Blade,
already. He's
gonna
got some
take the
momentum.
ball.
He's going
gonna take the
through.
ball. Blade he's gonna take the ball. There's no question about it. He's just gonna take the ball, and that's the thing with these two guys. They know each other and they know how to block each other's type of aerials because they both play together. They know how to block it. But still, Blade just scores again.
What is this? Look at it. It goes to the post. He finds one final touch. Does Inferno just...
he just
I don't know.
misses. He just misses it.
Yeah, one of the big problems is that when you have that momentum, well, you can't really break in the air. That would be a bit weird. So the hardest thing a lot of times is just to know when to take it slow. I mean, that was a good fake out from him. He didn't touch it again. He didn't go and boost it again to strike his car. He just waited. He knew Zinfono was going to come from the side a little bit
Yes.
too quick, and now Blade
Blade
quick on the reaction.
It looks like Blade is almost just to get to the goal again. Inferno is trying to get it back from him, but I wouldn't get too excited too quickly if I were him. Blade is just absolutely he's just look at him. He's different.
Truly built different now.
Yes.
Ball on the roof of the car. He
Oh,
fakes it
that's-
out, and that's a brilliant play,
That's a-
Inferno.
that's
What
a
was
really
that?
Brilliant plays, Inferno. Wow.
Dropping it on his head. We've said a lot of time that Blade is the king of predictions, but a little
Look at
banter
him.
here. The players
The
from
com-
the side of the
bantering.
hall throwing some choice words at one another, but
Bantering and they're commentating on each other.
you love to see this. The energy really is surreal right
Yes.
here, but Blade again. He is in the lead. Inferno needs to answer back, and the screams from the side. They are so emotionally invested in this one. They both want to win this so bad,
Look
but
at
as
the
the distraction
demo.
comes in, that is what he
Zinfono.
needs. One goal to find.
Just look at that goal. Did you see Blade barely just missed that? Look at that. Look at that. He's coming in last moment to swerve. The accuracy in that shot.
Now, 3-2. It's all coming down to the wire. A bit too close for comfort for Blade, I would say, but he is still poised and ready to finalize this one out, to put the final,
Nail in the coffin.
or rather, just the final touches to his artwork. I mean,
Just look at Blade. He just scored.
the picture he's painting thus far is one of excellence, and he is just finalizing the last touches on that work of art. 4-2, 1 minute 30 on the clock. What can you do is the question I've asked so many times, and every time it seems there has been no answer. Is this where he turns it around, finds an answer to Blade's aggression, and makes it his own?
I don't know, Jock. If you look at the screen next to us with all the replays, you can just see that this Blade he's just on another level. He's just taking the ball in his own hands, or should I say in his own wheels or own dash of his car or something, or the bonnet. But still, it's just amazing. Just look at this gameplay. He's immersed in it. It's almost becoming the car.
One must become one with the car in order to fully transcend and reach a different playing field, and it seems that's exactly what he's done.
Just
Soaring
look at
through the air,
Blade.
one touch on, but he misses the final connection. Can he go up for a second?
I don't think Blade even minds missing that. Just look at
The
him.
turnaround.
Just taking it back.
It is
Another
clean, it is
goal.
clinical, and surely that is the final answer back. Blade just shutting down
Putting the
Inferno.
nail in the coffin. If you figure correctly, I think this is the nail in the coffin. This is tight.
I mean, we've seen more happen with less time, not to count them out just yet. I mean, Blade.
Yes.
But when he
Blade.
finds the first touch every single time, the one thing you need to be able to do when the clock is low in a clutch situation is find the ball first and really
Yes.
push onto it.
Looks like Zinferno has a promising goal here.
That's a good start. 10 seconds on that one. If he can keep that going, he might be able to equalize it out.
And-
5-5.
And play an overtime match. Look at Zinferno and Blade looking around. Shots will be fired.
Their hearts are just pounding in their chests. They know 20 seconds left, and this could all be it. with the first touch. Inferno goes on up, but Blade with the great defense, he's going to sidle on through to the other side of the field, sets it up in the air. This is where he shines. This is where he connects. And
and look
but
at
goes Inferno with the
blocking
sideswipe.
that from the side.
But it's their time. Is there time? Can he do anything? He does find one goal.
Oh,
5 seconds left.
This
Can he
might
do
be
this?
it. This might be it.
5 seconds. Blade has been so proficient with these first touches. If he finds a first touch, that is basically it. That is the book done and written. The final dot at the end of the page.
Ian is readying up his wheels. Look at that.
The ball's on the floor. You need to get it into the air if you want to do something. Zinfono lines on up for it. He's teed and ready,
Yes,
but
look at
Blade with a
Blade.
crossover. That is how you end it. That is how you send it home.
Congratulations to Blade for winning.
And that is it. He is the winner of the ACGL Polaris Gymnasium LAN event and the prize winner. Really well.
We still have the Counter-Strike match.
We still have a Counter-Strike game to follow, so don't go anywhere. We're going to bring some action to your screen shortly. Thank you so much for joining, and we will be back in just a moment. Goes to the aerial lineup. The ball is there and it connects to the goal box. Onto it. I said if he can get one goal within the next 15 seconds, well, he has done that. 18 seconds left now to make this happen.
This is going to be the emotionally, but it's still an entertaining match to watch.
And we're back for
back
the
at
grand
it again.
finals. This is it. This is what we've all been waiting for. The CSGO grand finals. I believe they've confirmed that it's going to be a best of 5. So a lot of action to come. It is Justice versus Ridgeback. We've seen both these players during either the quarterfinals or
Yes.
the semifinals. They've been very proficient at this game called Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and
This
a lot of
gonna be
action
an
to come.
Interesting match.
Most definitely. So
Both
let's
of
go
them-
straight into it.
Both of them are really good at this game. I played. Well, I've never played against Justin, but I know he's the best. And the other player, what was his name again?
Ridgeback.
Ridgeback.
His IRL name is Thomas.
Yeah,
Fun
no,
fact.
Thomas or Ridgeback. He's really he's really good at this game. And I played against him, and he absolutely destroyed me.
So,
Um,
is he going to destroy Justice? Is
Yes,
this a worthy opponent?
I don't know, because both of them have really have been playing for years now. But if I remember correctly, I saw a 5-year badge on the younger one's account. So this might be an interesting match.
So, sorry for the little bit of a lull period. It seems there's been a bit of trouble actually connecting into the game. So, the server has been paused for now until we can actually get both players in the lobby. But just talking about the storyline that's been set for this game. Obviously, we have Thomas, who is a younger player, one of the young gunners, as we like to call them around here, versus the established Matric Grade 12 player.
Yes.
There's a little bit of a rivalry going on
Yeah,
here.
it's not just between CS:GO, but it's real life rivalry between grade 8s and grade 12s. Even though this is technically speaking a sport for the older crowd, and well, in the Telkom HSEL bracket, it's actually you can't play this game if you're not 16 or older. But in this is just for fun. This is a LAN, or what they say for lols.
You know, a lot of the time, especially on the global stage, whenever players actually reach the age where they can compete, they just gun to the top. It is like their true passion and really ability just gets materialized as soon as they get that opportunity. So there is big hope for this man.
Looks like they're back at it.
Yeah, so let's get straight on into this one. First round on the cards. Who will find this one? It might be a telltale sign for what is to come for the rest of this game.
And just look at Justin.
I don't know what he was doing there out in the center of the field. I don't know whether there was some issue that needs to be resorted. I don't know if we were, again, on the wrong settings. I pray not. Just waiting for a bit of confirmation from the players in front of us. But at this point in time, just Justice as well. The fact that these players, I mean, we've seen their prowess. Like, there's nothing that they need to show to us, that they need to prove to us. This is just a playing field for the two best in attendance to just show us how it's done. So I think I'm going to go to a quick break screen.
I think
There's
there's
some technical difficulties.
technical difficulty with delay, probably the rain.
Yeah, so we're probably going to go to a break screen quick just to sort things out.
Yes.
See you back soon.
Looks like we're back.
We're back on into it. One round already on the clock for Mr. Justice and
Mr. Justin.
It seems his gun of choice is the M4A1S. Now, obviously, it has a lower fire rate and lower damage output, but that silencing ability, even though not as useful here in a 1v1, that slower gun, the fire rate allows for better, more controlled sprays, but sprays don't matter when he just nails you through with a 5mm.
What about the gun control? Which one is more accurate?
So the AK, although it has the one-shot headshot, a lot of the times it's harder to control, but for him, seemingly,
I think
it's easy. It's
I think AK is his version of aimbot, becoming an aimbot. I think I myself like the M4A1S a lot, but I must say the AK on its, when you're really getting into it, getting into the grind, AK is absolutely the best gun you could get. Even if Justin uses an AWP or any other gun, I think he'll still win. You just look at his tactics and how he plays.
Yeah,
Looks like they're both waiting for each other to pop out of the corner.
just on the hunt, cognizant of everything going around them,
And
every
quite,
tiny sound, everything.
quite reluctant to do anything. Oh, Justice died.
Yeah, I mean, Ridgeback, he's got to answer back at some point. He's got to pull this through. We've
Yes.
seen what he can do. He got quite an incredible clutch against, can't remember the player's name, it's completely escaped my mind, but I mean, he's shown us that he can come in clutch. 3-0 down, this is where he succeeds.
I think Justin just might have a comeback. Let's see here.
Foot might have slipped for a tiny second, but that doesn't mean he has 3 other anchor points in climbing this wall. The mountain he has to face of a Ridgeback. Might be a tiny little man sitting in front of us, the little grade 8 guy, but he is a mountain of a player to face off against. And oh, Ridgeback just round after round now has answered back to this aggression.
Well, Justin is not gonna let that. He's not gonna let that beat his morale. Just look at that. Just look at that. Coming back. Let's see if you can get it to a 5/4.
The action never stops and it never ceases to please. Justice running on through, finally bringing this game back into his side, his field.
He's getting justice.
So, Orp now in hand, this is where he shines. Can he find one? Misses one shot, but oh, he tries to find a second. All of the shots missing. The M4A1S connecting. It's done some damage. He's on a blinking health bar. Oh, but he can't finalize it. Picks up the M4 ops to pick off of the
just
off of the
look
orb.
at that. He's in his zone. Just look at Justin. He's absolutely in his zone. And if you look at the other player, Ridgeback, you'll see there he has quite the crowd gathering around him. But I think the older people are actually looking at Justin more.
Oh,
just
the quick
look at
swing
that.
out and the comeback. 6-4 now. Justice only needs 2 more rounds to finalize this first map in the BO5, but Ridgeback, he's still got a chance. M4A1S in hand.
There's only hope.
It's
for
silenced,
Justice.
but he doesn't silence the crowd just yet. Oh, Justice just keeps it going.
Just look at him picking up the AK. There's no mercy in him. Just shoots that AK and just clips him instantly. The headshot is just. It's just perfect. It's what they say, immaculate. Not really English, but there's no other way to describe his aim. It's the best in the class. But both of them are really, really good. Just look at that score. It's really tight, but I think Justin just might take this match, this round of 3 or round of best of 5. We just might take home this one of the 5.
Yeah, he hasn't let it slip just yet. Oh, Ridgeback, can you find the angle? He's got the open hand. This is surely where he shines. If Justice wants to swing on into this, he is going to meet his demise. Not just yet. Opts for the deagle. Can he find the headshot? It is oh so tense because Justice, he's on match point. Sprays on into his location, but without confirmation, he's not going to find the kill. And eventually, it's Justice to finalize out the first map.
Just look at this. This is going to be an intense one, Jock. I think Justin is already... He's already in his zone, but I think this is just the beginning because as soon as he grinds, he just grinds harder. I've seen that man in joint service. I've joined him so many times. He's like a name. He's like a name bot. If you put them in a server, you just headshot, and you hear the sweet cut of the USP or the M4A1 or even the AK. Just headshots him, as they say in Afrikaans, in his moer. That's just the perfect description for this.
Oh,
it's just,
opts for the AWP. Actually, once again, I mean, we've seen him whiff a few shots with this, and indeed the M4A1S tags him up, doesn't frag him up, finds him from the side. He's not ready for that one. Well done to Ridgeback to find an answer back.
But I don't think this is the final answer, and certainly not Justice's final match. I think Justice he's going for the win. But Ridgeback is certainly not. He's really not bad. Just look at that. Another headshot for the books.
Copious amounts of headshots. Is he smoking on too much copium? Is the hopium in here? Some people at least don't understand my references. Not a lot of people use Twitch nowadays, but oh well. Open hand. Dashing, dipping, ducking, and diving. Ridgeback just finding a way to weasel on through. He's made his way to the little corridor, could find the AWP off guard. Obviously, with that 1.5 scoped in, it's going to be harder to actually.
He's getting out the AWP. The AWP is this is his meta, as they say sometimes. I think the AWP is certainly an indication of where Justice is looking at, what he's looking at, and what he wants to do. But it seems like Ridgeback actually he was ready for that one.
He's not to be counted out just yet. I mean, he's still got it left in his tank. Let's be frank with this. I mean,
Everyone here is just waiting around for them to finish.
the
And
tension in the air is truly building up.
Yes.
People standing around, gathering around the projector
Yes.
screen, broadcasting this game. Swings on through, he finds his head, but he can't connect. It's another round
Come
to the
on.
side of Ridgeback, and that's how you answer back. This is how you bring this game.
I'm sure Justice will
into your
take
feet.
this one home. We can only hope and we can only see. I'm rooting for Justice as he's one of my friends, but we'll see. I think Justice definitely does have an advantage. Certainly, he does. He was the chosen one for the A team this year. I'm obviously joking, but yeah, there's no personal bias here. But I hope Justin wins. But just look at Ridgeback. He takes it back. Just look
So,
at it.
yeah, a great round from Justice, just catches him off guard. Last round of the first half.
Let's see what Justice does. He has to get some justice. The problem now is just peeking. If one of them just peeks a little bit too much, they're absolutely gone. They're both aimbots at headshotting. I think Justice still most of the aim is really aimbot. And even if you look at his crosshair placement, you see that tiny dot. That's all it takes for Justice to win.
Both of these players just snake-like slithering on through the angles, and eventually it's Ridgeback with a great shot onto, I believe, the shoulder area there of Justice,
Let's
but it's
see.
enough to find the kill.
Come on, Justice.
Spots the player, can't find the kill. A great answer back, equalized out 4
Look
to
at
4.
that. Justice is absolutely on fire. He just needs to keep his pace, but as usual, Justin does not Oh!
Quick kills coming out here, hey? They are hungry for this. They want to finish this right here, right now. They
And
have no
They
patience
want, they
to
want
give.
to win. They certainly want to win.
Ridgeback swinging into the angle. The spray is a bit messy, but he finds it. 6 to 4 now, finding a lead for himself here, getting a bit comfortable.
Let's see what Justice does to answer. He will get his justice, as I would joke around with it, but Justice is not joking around. He was never. Just needs to find the sweet spot.
Just needs to find one pick, get a tiny kick out of that, ride it all the way through, ride that momentum
Around
into
the corner.
potentially the game win.
Just look
Ridgeback
at-
with zero hesitation swings from the side, or rather Justice. And the game isn't over just yet.
It's not over just yet.
They're going blow for blow.
They are. They're trading blows. I'm. Let's see. It's 6-5 right now. So this round could just be the match point for this one, but Justice. He shows no justice. He shows only he doesn't show hate. He just he's
Shows
really
intensity.
intense.
I mean, just the way he's sliding on through these angles, just skulking on to the backside, and a great headshot to find connect onto it. And
Let's see if this is match points for Justice and Ridgeback.
yeah, so let's see whether they can keep this one going. Justice, can you come back? Can you make this happen for yourself? Oh, but it's a great kill to find Ridgeback. Gets the final one, and now it's tied 1 apiece in the grand scheme of this game.
Justin. Just look at that.
Yeah, these players, they're hungry. They want to finish this now. I actually don't know if we're going to finish this in the best of 3 or best of 5. There might be a little bit of a...
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, so we're just going to find out whether this actually will be a BO3 or a BO5, because the time is kind of running low. So just give us a few seconds to delegate this and actually find out what is going to be happening. I believe the players are ready. They're still in the lobby. I mean, they're ready to play. It's just we're running a bit close on time, so I don't know whether they want to agree on actually finishing it out in the best of 3. So we're just going to go cut to a quick break scene. We'll be back shortly. We're back with the action already. Justice with the 1-round lead, not stopping anytime soon. To just confirm quickly, this is going to be a best of 3. So this map is all in the making. Justice, though, is further on through in that line of thinking. Finds one for himself now.
Really
2 and
for
no.
Justice. Will there be justice for Ridgeback? I don't think so. I think Justice is not gonna. He's not gonna stop at anything now.
Yeah,
He's in his A game zone right now.
he's running on through.
There's
the
a lot of
in hand.
commotion around us right now, but it seems like Justice is still going on. He's in his complete zone. Both of them are, but look at Justice. He's just in another zone.
I don't know if he still has the deagle in hand, if the observer could quickly swap over to Justice, but this is just showing the confidence. So no, he's actually opted to go for the AWP, doesn't find the flick shot just yet, backs on up to the deagle, decide to go for the more medium range gunfight with the AK. Just toying around. Oh, the pre-fire, the prediction, but he doesn't connect just yet. Sprays in his location, but without
Just
confirmation, he
look at
doesn't find
that.
anything. But he just keeps it going, man.
Just keeps going. As soon as he picks up the AWP, everything falls down. There's no stopping for him and his AWP.
A 3-0 lead is nothing to scoff at, keeping in mind that you need 8 rounds to finish this out. He needs 8 rounds to finish this all out, because this is the final and best of 3. These players
It
are
looks like
tied one map each.
I think Justice is really looking for the win here. I think he really wants to go home. So let's see what he can do.
Take that as you might.
He's really promising. It's really promising what we see here.
Yeah, take that as you might. He's going to try and bite at him, bark at him, but oh, it seems a disconnect has come out from Justice. I don't know what's up from his side. Maybe a little bit of a technical issue there. He's back in the lobby. So I think that round is still going to count, even though it was a disconnect. But the action continuing. Ridgeback spraying on through. Swaps out to another M4 A1S. No time for a reload. He just opts to take another gun. But Justice just keeps this going, man.
He's just keeping this going. He just shot out the AWP out of the air. We didn't even notice that. There's guns floating around everywhere.
Gunner season, as some people might call it. 4-2. He's halfway there.
It's quite an interesting map we have here. I figure it's made by HP or Omen Gaming, which is the division of HP or Hewlett Packard. This is quite an interesting thing we see here.
Back of the red box, M4A1S in hand, swaps to the deagle. Sometimes it is better for the one shot, and he hits the tap. That's
Only
great to
2 rounds
connect.
for Justice.
3 rounds. 3 rounds more, and he finalizes this
He's gonna
out.
have to clip in really great.
Yeah, this is the last moment to turn things around. This is the last moment. I mean, his back is against the wall.
Justice is.
Oh! Can't connect just yet. Ridgeback, I find a lot of the time, is more proficient with these sprays, so he can actually take these gunfights better. But Ridgeback, if he can find these flicks.
Justice is a little bit distracted right now by the commotion and everything going around around us. But let's see. Maybe he could surf his way out of this.
Parkour, he finds himself in a bit of a corner, finds his way back on up. He doesn't know. He finds him from the side, and Justice with a big headshot. 6 and 3 up, 2 more rounds, and this is all his.
This is all it takes for Justice. He is just built different.
Ridgeback, the pressure is on him. He's going to dash to the left, but he can't find anything.
looks
One
like
round
we have
away
a
from
winner.
taking it all.
It looks like we have a winner here.
Oh, are you going to call it just yet? There's still a chance for Ridgeback here. Deagle in hand. He's going to try and sauce on him, as I like to call it. Does he find the final kill? Oh, just toying around him, shooting out the glass just to bait him on out.
It looks like Justice is gonna. It looks like he's going for the clip. It looks like Ridgeback is coming on to sneak him, but Justice,
The flank coming through from the red box, and Justice
look at
finalizes
Justice.
it. That is
Justice
it. Justice is your grand final winner for the ACGL PRG LAN event here for the month of February.
Congratulations to Justin.
Oh,
That was quite a commotion and the match.
spirits are high in the
Spirits are
event.
very high here.
But thank you so much, guys, for joining. This truly has been an amazing event.
Thank you everyone for tuning in. We appreciate the support. We hope to see you soon.
That is it. Be sure to just check around the space. I mean, Polaris Gymnasium has so much lined up for the future for their esports division. Thanks so much, guys, for joining. Like we said, it's been amazing. The spirits have been high. I've really appreciated casting with you for the first time.
Thank
Hope
you.
there's
You as
much
well,
more to
Jock.
come. Thanks so
Thank
much,
you.
guys. Cheers.